Let's get ready to rumble!
Booker, this is for the win. Got it!
The champ is here!
Cam Johnson.
The champ is here! The champ is here!
22.5. Book on the crossover. Gets inside and hammers it down.
Clock ticking. Kaminsky. Crowder to tie. Oh, no! Ball against Randall. Crossover. Pullback. Spin. Throws it up with the basket. Oh, it goes in. Chris Paul with a circus shot.
Suns. Booker for the win. Yeah!
And we're muted just like Coach. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Valley Podcast. Coming back to you guys with a little bit of play-by-play in the second half. Suns were murking the Warriors, as you could tell, and, just started playing back down to their level. So Salty said he's going to be in here. Yeah, man, what's up? What's up, Metal Mike, Matthew, Mac, Elixity, Shervin, what's good, bro? And Trevon. Salty said he'd be in here pretty soon. I just wanted to go live as soon as the second half started. But, man, Curry, I feel like we're clamping Curry like I've never seen before. Loving it. We're just letting Bazemore do whatever he wants. Chris Paul hits a nice little juicy mid-range right here. I think I'm getting the feeling that Chris Paul wants to show up Steph Curry this game because he's working on that MVP and Steph's working on that scoring title. I just feel like it's a perfect time for CP3 to have a lot of eyes on him and show everybody that he's playing at a high level. What do you guys think? Effing Kevin Looney, man. This game should not be this close. The way that we were shooting compared to the way that they were shooting, this game should not be so close. I have a bad feeling about it, honestly. I feel like we're in control, but I don't like games like this. Like, you look at the Warriors last night when they went versus the Jazz. They hit somebody on their team. I can't remember who it was. Hit a half-court three-point buzzer beater to end a quarter. Sorry, it was half court. They hit it like at the end of the third or the end of the first quarter. Can't remember. They end up winning by 1 point. So it's like that, being able to keep it close like that, that's a bad omen. That's a bad omen. We should be killing them, and they've kept it close. But, yeah, man, who else is in here? What are you guys talking about? Metal Mike says Warriors are going to wear out. I hope so. Matthew says, what's up? Elixir says, what's up? Man, not much, guys. Just enjoying the intensity of the playoffs getting so close. You know what I'm saying? Can't even sit by and watch these games by myself anymore in the second half because I'm so amped up. I'm going to have to get a heart surgery like your boy Salty. So I'm going to try to keep both these windows up so I can look at both of these. Anytime you're ready, Salty, hop up in here, baby boy. Charles wants to know about the estrogen suppressors that I take. Well. To be an alpha, Charles, get your notepad out, Charles. I'm going to teach you some things about being an alpha dog, all right? Now, when you take testosterone, your levels are going to be a little bit different, and like your body's going to want to make estrogen at a higher level so that it can keep up with the testosterone that you're producing. So, but you don't want extra estrogen. Ask Aiton, okay? Iverson says Ayton getting cooked by Looney. Yes, he's been very, very low test this game. No question. But let me see. Got the wrong window up here. Guys, I'm just glad I haven't muted myself for an extended period of time. This is a win already. So Tyler says, what happens when the Lakers finish with the 7th seed? Oh, boy. I'll tell you what happens. We better not have the 2 seed. That's what happens. We better not have the 2 seed. But it really looks like that's what's going to happen. Let's see here. But yeah, man, what's going on, everybody? Let me know what's going on during the game. What are you guys thinking? Do you guys think we're going to lose? You guys think we're going to win? Salty, I'll send you a new one. Sorry, bro. You know how it is with this short-term memory loss that I have. Oops, that's not it. Wrong one. All right, guys, we're up by 8. I mean, we cannot let Steph go off and start hitting these threes, man. We did such a good job holding him down in the first half. And get this link for Salty Boy. All right, Salty. Paste. It's sent. And then how about Crowder, folks? How about Crowder? 5 for 5 to start. Salty is just like digging into me during the first half, talking shit to me like I hate Crowder, like I don't know that he's hot and streaky. Like he's just streaky. Like he's streaking tonight in a good way. So I'm glad, man. Please streak. But I feel like he gets just as hot as he does get cold. That 5 for 5 other nights is 0 for 5, you know? Shervin says your boy Luka went 4 for 16 with 12 points and a loss today by 30. I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me, Shervin. That makes my night a W already. That feels really good to hear. Good. You guys know I hate Luka. I've come to a understanding as to why I hate Luka. I'll probably explain it later. But Metal Mike says CP3 is on tonight. He really is, bro. And I'm telling you, he's on because they're all pissed about the last game versus the Lakers. But at the same time, CP3 is hunting that MVP trophy. You know, it's just obvious and good because it's going to give us the best version of CP3. Bazemore, I don't get this, man. Bazemore just drives to the rim. Booker's just running backwards with his arms up. Just like the defense in this game is atrocious. We are so lucky that they're not beating us. If they were hitting their shots early in the game, we'd be down by like 10. I can guarantee it. Man. The announcers for the Warriors just said the Warriors just won't go away, and they're not lying. They will not. They are down by 7 right now. Ayton with the jam. All right, so that's 6 points for Ayton. So Romp messaged me on Twitter. He DM'd me and said, if Ayton doesn't have 20, I think he said 20 on Luka, you guys should – on Luka. 20 on Looney. You guys should cut him. And obviously that's hyperbole. You're not going to cut him over that. But, man, 6 points? 6 points this far in the game? We've scored 76 and he's only responsible for 6? Booker draws a foul. And everybody, welcome Salty, our Salt Father, our Godfather to the chat. What's up, Salt?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Sound like a god.
All right, hold on. 1 second. All right, so I'm going to be watching this on delay, right? It's kind of
Well,
weird.
you might have the delay. I might have the delay. It's okay. We just deal with the delay and just kind of call it how we see it. You can always look to this Gamecast for probably the closest to accurate. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking about a delay, your delay on delayed take on Crowder, right?
What's delayed about it?
You hate him, dude. Just
I
admit it.
don't hate Crowder.
You do, dude.
I don't.
You gotta let it out, man. You just gotta admit it. You know, this is a therapy session. Just let it out.
I have no problem talking about players I hate. No
What up, Chat?
Yeah, man. What's going on,
It's
Chat?
been a while. Who's up in here? Roy,
Got Metal
Mike.
Mike, got Shervin. I think everybody's excited for
Iverson
Torey.
vlogs.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have what's up?
Who's not in the Discord right now? I'm gonna send an invite.
Yeah, man. Send that link out. I'm gonna share it to Facebook. You guys share it out. Hit the like button, please, and then share this out to anybody who you think should be watching, Suns fan wise. And
Chad, do you think Gabe hates Crowder?
yeah,
or
do you
am
guys
just
think I
making that
hate
up?
Crowder, or do you guys rightfully know that I just simply love Craig? You know, because that's what it is.
Yes, and I'm gonna get the scores real
Bro,
quick.
he shoots 5 threes in a row, like makes his first 5 tonight. What am I going to do? Complain? Like, I know he can do that. But
That's what you need in the playoffs, bro. That's what you need.
You have to admit that not only could he have easily gone 0 for 5, which he does from time to time, 0 for 5 wouldn't stop him. He would still end up taking like 13 threes and maybe make like 2 or 3. Like, he doesn't stop shooting when he doesn't have it. Like, he doesn't even try to rein himself in when it's obvious he doesn't have it. You know?
That's what shooters do, dude.
Don't tell me what
You think
I'm a
Steph
shooter.
Curry's reining it in when he's going whatever tonight on 3?
No, but that's Steph Curry.
So he's a shooter. I'm saying shooters don't pay mind to if they're off or on, right?
It's true. It's a good point. It's a good point. I just would love a little bit of restraint.
Bro, what's up with Booker, man? Kardashian curse hitting him hard, man.
What do you think it is? Do you really think that's what it is?
I just think I don't know what the fuck's wrong with him. He looks off, and he. I'm getting a little reverb for some reason. Do you hear that?
You sound
Does
good to
Chat
me.
hear that?
Yeah, Chat. Do you guys hear a reverb from Salt? I can.
No,
turn
it's
it
like
down
from
in my
you. I think it's
headphones.
coming your headphones,
It might
maybe.
be coming. Yeah, I'll turn the volume of my headphones down.
Booker, he's forcing it. He's getting doubled. It's because like Steph's getting doubled in this game, and he's been off. But Booker just looks weird right now, dude.
He looks bad on defense. I can tell you that. He looks really bad on defense.
Steph just stole the ball. Hey, so here's the deal. If they lose tonight, it's not the biggest thing in the world because Golden State can push the Lakers for the 7th seed.
Well, I don't think we are going to lose tonight.
Well, we're only at 5. Booker finally hits a shot. Now, Booker, I don't know, man. He keeps shooting threes when he clearly can't make threes. Like, what's that story all about?
Same situation like we just talked about with Crowder and Steph. You think Booker, the 3-point champion at one point, who's set the record before there was a 4-point ball, you think he's not going to take those shots?
So please tell me why he sucks at threes then.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Please explain that to me. A 3-point shooting champion that sucks at shooting threes.
I mean, what's his season?
It's low. It's like 30, 34.
34. That is low for him. Crowder's at 39.
The announcers Booker just hits another one. He's like, "You guys talking shit about me?
Seriously, bro. Like,
my chin strap beard that doesn't connect."
Yeah, his chin strap beard is kind of weird, though. Do you think it's one of those things where he's just so young he can't really grow one that connects?
If you
That
ain't
can
growing
be my choice.
don't say like he's too young. How old is this motherfucker?
He should be
He's
old
like
enough.
24.
I know.
Unless he's injecting testosterone in his asshole. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna grow a
That'd be
new
a
beard.
terrible place to inject it. I don't think it works that way.
You're acting like he's like 15 years old trying to grow a beard. Like this dude's a man.
Some people it takes a while.
You just can't. He can't connect his beard. It just looks strange to me. It looks like he's Amish paradise.
No, I mean I'm getting to look at it right now. I think it actually looks pretty damn good. It looks 10 times better in real life than it does on 2K.
The mustache can't connect to the beard, so you just grow that chin strap.
You can see me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so mine
Yours can't connect either.
No, mine connects.
Shave that shit off.
Look, he's going like down and on. It's like all on the side.
It's not.
But yeah, you're right. His mustache
is like all
connect.
neck.
His mustache,
like all neck.
On 2K, it's literally just an under the throat. There's like nothing on the chin. There's nothing across the jawbone. It looks crazy, bro. Charles says, "Where do I inject the T?" Actually, so he is obsessed with testosterone. So, Charles,
Aiden actually getting involved. Well, goddamn.
Oh, I need to pull that.
Talking about testosterone.
I know, Charles. The test that I take is actually in pill form. It's just
testosterone.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah. You should definitely get on testosterone, dude. I take this stuff where it doesn't add testosterone to your body. It just helps you produce more natural testosterone yourself. So like men, we have all these like testosterone molecules that are clustered up with like other shit that's like on top of them. And it's called like, basically there's free testosterone and then there's testosterone.
Booker got slapped in his face.
I saw that. Free testosterone is a test you can actually use. So like this stuff that I take is just pills that help you make and use your own test. You know what I'm saying? But then you have to take an estrogen blocker. Good.
Why?
Because your body, to keep up with all the tests that you're producing, it's going to try to make more estrogen. So you don't want to make, you just want to be making the extra.
Especially in your case, that you're like overdrive estrogen.
I'm overflowing with estrogen, bro. It's coming out of my ears. You know,
Crowder.
Oh,
Inbound get blocked.
Did you see that? I'm a little behind you. Did you see that block by Master Splinter?
Fucking Steph Curry, dude. How much this guy got right now?
Can't be a lot.
Wiggins
he's only got 11. Curry's only got 11. He's 4 for 14 and he's 1 for 8 from 3.
So Curry's having a worse game than Booker.
He is. No cap.
How does Aiden have 5 rebounds, man? That I will always be perplexed about that, dude.
Only 5, you're saying?
Yeah.
How does he only have 8 points?
He's just disengaged, bro. I don't know.
I mean,
if only he would roll to the basket like Frank the Tank, man. God
bro.
Damn.
Okay, so obviously the Tank is outshining Saric, right? But
by far,
I really feel like he's starting to almost outdo Ayton.
On offense, yeah.
It's way too close. It should not be this close, right?
Booker coming alive. What is he at? 17. That's the thing with Booker. He can look like he's having a bad game and put up an easy 25, 30.
And bro, that's how Ayton should be, right? He should look like he's having a bad game, but still
Steph
get 20.
Curry with another fucking and one, dude. This dude's a midget. And you let him. We have no interior defense. Let's just put it that way, dude. It's
supposed to be Ayton, but they keep.
It's only a 4-point lead, dude. I'm telling you, man. They're gonna. I feel like the Suns are gonna choke this lead, dude. Because the reason why I'm gonna tell you that is because in the first half we should have been up easy 20, right?
That's what I was saying before you got on, dude.
They
kept it. We let them.
We let them stay. We let them stay in the game, and that usually when that happens, because they were just dog shit from 3-pointer. I don't know what their percentage was, But the fact that they're that off from three and they're killing us inside, like murdering us inside, those numbers will flip easy. They'll start draining threes.
You're right.
And then
We'll
guess
be
what
the team
happens
that
to the
goes
score?
cold.
Because in the fourth quarter, they start canning threes and we go cold. That's a recipe for an L. Like the fact that we're only up by 4 right now is embarrassing.
It's actually really a scary thing to think about, considering how badly we were beating the shit out of them early. Romp says, "Don't let Curry get hot." Yeah,
That's easier said than done, man. I don't understand how
we
it's
kept
short.
him ice cold first half. Romp,
We're letting short ass Steph Curry get in the lane. I'm
Doesn't
surprised he
matter
didn't
that he's
finish
short.
that alley-oop right there, man. Foul on who? Foul on Frank for what? I pray to God that we face the Warriors in the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, that
What I
would be
think is
nice.
going to end up happening is I just think the Lakers will end up getting the 7th seed and Oklahoma City, Golden State will get the 8, but I feel like in a playing game, Steph Curry could go off for like 60 and just win that one game. You know, what do you think?
I think you're right, absolutely. And
It's just a one game.
the hope.
That's like a one game scenario. I mean, I would bet on Steph Curry over anybody else the way he's been playing this year.
That's a
Booker.
tough shot by Book. Almost put that in. He's gonna go ahead and hit these free throws for us, but dang, man. It's so. I was talking with Romp and Gary after that last podcast, man. We talked for, I swear to God, like at least 2 hours after the podcast. So I never should have turned the podcast off. We just kept going and going and going. What up, Coach?
Yo, all right. Where are you guys at on the stream versus where mine is? That's the question. Oh, it's ahead of me.
I am. The game I'm watching is a little bit behind the game cast.
Got it.
All right, guys. All right. What up, Coach?
What up?
Sounds like your mic's not the right mic.
Draymond, that
Hold
was
on.
Maybe. Hey, so guess what Kobe Bryant's career 3-point shooting was?
career.
Yeah.
32.
You mother. Did you
I
look
swear
that
to
up?
God, that's a guess. I swear to God, that was a guess. Is it really 32?
32.9%, man.
Woo!
Kobe,
I'm gonna take
the
credit.
man.
I
So, because I was trying to, I was kind of thinking in my mind, I'm like, Booker, when he first came in, was a 3-point shooter, pretty pure at that. And then he worked on his mid game, obviously patterned his game after Kobe. And I was like, damn, I wonder what Kobe's 3-point shooting was at. Because you just think that Kobe was just cannon threes left and right. But like, that's pretty low for 3-point shooting. Right?
Absolutely.
32.9?
It is, but it's because he took so damn many. Like he didn't care where he was at. He didn't care if he had 3 people guarding him.
Yeah, but do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, if you're going to compare the two, it's pretty much the similar.
Yeah, I love it.
If you looked up his 2-point, you know what I'm saying? Like game
nobody
pattern after
disrespects
Kobe.
Kobe's shot. Like no one thinks that he wasn't a great 3-point shooter. He was.
So Booker, what I'm saying is Booker could be better at the 3-point shooting percentage because he has been. It's just this year it's like his career low, and he's still higher than what Kobe was putting up. Kobe was more athletic, obviously.
Right.
Kobe plays defense.
Yeah, you sound a lot better, dude.
Yeah. It's been a weird day in the technology world for me.
Yeah, Kobe plays defense. Rock solid defense.
Yeah. Have you guys been talking about Booker's defense at all?
I did. I
Not
said
yet.
it was atrocious tonight.
He looks
Fucking
bad.
piss poor,
Just
dude.
atrocious. Like
He's not even trying, though, honestly, right?
It looks
No,
like he's
man.
trying not to foul out or something.
It looks like he's trying to not do anything and give up all the points. That's his goal.
Why would he try that? But I know
He's doing it. So what I've noticed in the game is that all of them. Sorry, I should turn this off. My bad. I love hearing EJ on in the background. He's so good. It's such a pleasure to have him back. What I've been noticing in this game is that everybody has taken their game up a notch except Mikal and Book, which is a shame because Mikal exploded that one overtime. We're like, whoa, that's who we need. And now he's nowhere to be found. I mean, just a few plays ago, you saw Chris Paul yelling at him like, dude, where the hell were you? So it seems like everybody's elevating and he ain't.
DeAndre Ayton is just staying subpar.
He's just there. He's not doing anything great. He's not doing anything bad.
Yeah.
He's at least there and being a presence, if nothing else. Whereas on defense, both these dudes are looking lost. I mean, look at Campaign, dude. He found another gear. Just a whole nother gear, too.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and ask it again, boys. Does Campaign get an opportunity next year to try to be the star? Sorry, not next year. When CP3 leaves. When CP3 leaves in 8 years.
Sign him to a decent deal for a second unit, dude. You know, we gave him his chance from China. Give him that China. Give us that discount. He ain't giving us a discount.
It's got to be a team friendly deal. It's got to be. He ain't a star, man. We need to save money for all stars.
All right. I'm just gonna ask every time.
You need to trade Dario though, and get a big in here.
We need to get Dario out of town, folks.
Didn't we just bring that up like we brought that up 2 games ago.
Dario Saric contract.
$9 million a year. He got that 3-year, 27.
Charles,
wait, so
what do you know
so
about?
He'll have 2 years after this year.
He'll have 2 years, 18 mil left, about 9.2, 9.3.
All right, so it actually goes down. It goes from 9.25 to 8.5 in 2021, 22. Then it goes back up to 9.2. So I mean that's a pretty friendly deal for a team that needs someone like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
2 years, you try it out, and then anybody on a 1-year deal can be traded. So
I just want to get that salary off the books and get like a shot blocking center. Get a premier play. Not even a shot blocking center, man. Give me a dude like a Pascal Siakam even, and then fill the need with Rashawn Holmes or something. Like, or Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee.
Hashtag bring Rashawn home.
Bring Rashawn home.
Bring Rashawn Holmes.
There's so many good backup centers that you could find.
Booker for 3. Oh, you knew that was going to be a brick.
Stop talking shit about Booker.
Dude, I love Booker, but he needs to stop shooting.
I know you love
threes,
him, but what
dude.
I'm saying is
this sideshow Bob shoots a 3 and makes it. Was that Steph Curry? Who the fuck was that?
I want Booker shooting threes, bro. I don't care. He has that type of leash with me.
I want him playing defense.
He's laying bricks.
Yeah, he just bangs a 32-footer. So bang.
Are you
on
ahead
that.
of me?
No, I'm looking at the screen.
Dude, don't tell me I'm behind, motherfucker.
Oh, my bad. Okay, I'll try
I'm behind too. Oh my god, he was open too.
He was wide open from deep.
Maybe he should shoot it from like that far every time. Maybe that's his deal. Steph Curry, stop doing that, dude.
I'm behind you. I'm behind you like a half a tick, about 2 or 3 seconds. Damn. Behind everybody.
Who were they? The Warriors broadcast was comparing Mikal to someone. You guys remember that?
Tonight he was?
They were comparing him to someone that played on the Warriors. I can't remember though.
Somebody not that good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember it, but I can't remember the name. It was that obscure of a reference.
Marquise Chris.
No.
Marquise Chris.
No.
Did you guys hear what Steve Kerr said about Mikal Bridges earlier in the day?
What did he say?
Suns reporter asked him his thoughts on him, said he's turned into a great shooter and a guy who can definitely take it off the dribble, but his defense is what impresses me. He's long, he's athletic, but he notices patterns, and by the time the third and fourth quarter reaches, he's so ahead of what's going to be happening that it's so hard to play against him in the third and fourth quarter. I thought that was a great way to put it. His on-ball defense.
That shot by Booker was nice.
That layup?
That was nice.
Yeah.
His on-ball defense is questionable, but he is right about noticing patterns and doing all that. I thought that was very.
How
insightful.
long ago was Steve Kerr GM?
That was
He was
back when we had Dan
Shaq.
Toney.
That was the Shaq time.
End of the third, folks. It is 98-92. 98-92 at the end of the third. It should be a lot better. It should be a lot bigger lead, but I will take an 8-point lead. Sorry, 6-point lead going into the fourth. It's been that close of a game, so I'll take it. I'll take a little bit of a lead. All we got to do is just go toe for toe with them the rest of the quarter, and we can do that, right, guys? We can do that. I don't mind
you go toe to toe with them. You're only up 6 with a few minutes left with Steph Curry. That's dangerous.
Do you know what the under was for this game?
What is it?
I looked at it earlier in the day. What did it?
-4.5 for the Suns. Okay,
really?
About right.
Gary's first fan Gary, degenerate gambler Gary, told me a week ago that
hi Gary.
There's an 8 whenever you're betting and you see that there's an under of 4.5, which is what it was tonight. Whenever you see that, there's an 82% chance that team, like it doesn't get better if they're 5, -5 or -6. But for whatever reason, when Vegas deems a game 4.5 under, there's an 82% chance that they're going to cash in on that, and that the team that has the -4 is going to win. Does that make sense? Like he goes, you always bet. You always bet on a team if they're under 4.5. So that's weird. I noticed that tonight that's what they had it. But I almost bet on this game too. It was just too late. The game was starting. I was going to call Gary and be like, bro, put me down for a quick 3 hundo.
You should have, dude. I know there's a couple people on Twitter said that they bet on the Suns tonight. You notice coach is going with that 9-man rotation.
I was just going to say that no Dario. I wonder if that would change with Cam Johnson being back, but it does show that Monty's willing to change his rotation based on who we're playing. I like that.
Yeah.
Your boy Craig only has 3 points because he's so good.
Hey, bro, that 3 he hit, though, was beautiful. And when he hit that 3, the Warriors announcers were like, oh, come on.
Are you watching the Warriors stream?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Why?
Hey, I got to be honest. Well, it's just the stream that popped up when I went to my website. But these Warriors guys are not that bad. They're not bad. I like them. They're
decent.
Funny. They're funny. They're cracking on their own team. You know,
one of the worst is what's the one with 3 people? The Mavericks broadcast. That's bad, dude.
The Mavs are bad. I cannot stand the Spurs cast.
The Jazz one I don't like.
Yeah. Jazz is bad. Charlotte Hornets. They're
entertaining. They're yelling the whole time. I love it.
They just hit it.
Oh my God, I love it.
Get it.
They just hit 3, so we're only up 3. Who was that?
You still want to just keep playing with Fire, Gabe? We can just stick with them. Stick with them.
We're gonna be fine.
Just made that.
Should be.
Craig?
Jordan Poole.
You guys notice we've been doing a lot of double motion off of the free throw line and off of the elbows. We didn't do any of that against the Lakers. We used a lot of zone 2 against them. We've gone a lot of zone.
Charlotte Hornets player breathes. Hum-diddly-dee! Okay. Especially for Bridges, bro. They slurp that dude. But to be honest, he is special. Would you trade their Bridges for our Bridges, Coach?
I want to say yes because those jams are something else. So I'm going to say no.
Nice, bro.
He plays hard and he hustles, man.
He does. That's
24/7 with that dude. I'll take somebody that has a motor 24/7 over half the dudes in the league.
Romp, I hope I didn't jinx us in real time. That's why I kind of trailed off and stopped saying what I was saying.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Yeah, don't worry about it. They're only playing an 8-man rotation, and this is off of a back-to-back.
Yeah, it's Steve Kerr. He loves that shit.
Where's Nico Mannion? all you Aiton supporters.
Look at
that
Kelly
should be
back
Nico
there. You see
Mannion
his own
supporters.
coffee behind the bench?
Yeah, sitting with the Red Rocket himself.
Junior Red Rocket.
Is he going to make it back for the playoffs or no, or the playing game?
Kelly?
I don't think so.
I don't even know what's wrong with him. Please don't hit this. God.
Good.
Damn it.
Why are the Suns doing that all often, dude?
Leaving wide open. I was telling Gabe earlier.
They're jumping at fucking everything. Why aren't they keeping their feet on the ground? They jump for it. It completely creates everything that they need off of it, and they get a wide open three. Quit fucking jumping.
Yeah, all right. Ugh, that looks nasty. See, Frank will do that every now and again, and it makes you like, what the
It's just, it's not perfect. Taylor Packer says, y'all got the GOAT Torey. We hopefully do. He's confirmed. We got the GOAT Torey coming in here later. Hopefully we'll be on a happy note, because I believe that
Book did something. Good.
I believe the Blazers want us to win this game pretty badly tonight. So hopefully I think it helps them if we win.
Why?
I don't know. I just seen
secure playoff. It could still make it so that the
Portland Org Jackson in here is saying
Golden State moves up, I think.
Yeah. What's up, Luis Mendoza? He says, who's the best point guard in the league? Coach, who do you think's the best point guard in the league? That's a toughie,
man.
right?
That's a toughie. A lot of things point to Steph Curry. A few things point to Kyrie Irving. A few things point to Chris Paul. As far as pure point guard, I'm going to go with the point god. As far as effectiveness, I don't know how you can deny Steph Curry. Depends on how you want your team to go, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Rick.
That's a really tough question, man. That's a really tough question. It depends on what you value, like you're saying, in a point guard. Come on, Craig.
There's
I need
your boy
that.
Laying bricks down. Why is Crowder not in? What's going on?
Hey, there we go. Facts.
They're gonna bring him in. I think they're keeping him.
Restriction.
No, he's probably just gonna close the game. Like, we don't have Aiton in. We don't have CP3. Oh, we have
CP3 and Book in. You guys notice how we didn't do that against the Lakers game?
Payne's in too. Weird. This lineup's weird right now.
Crowder's at the bench coming in.
We're matching up, man. We're matching up with their small guys.
The fadeaway with the brick.
Ugh.
Man, Craig couldn't even get a rebound. Get his ass out of here. Just kidding.
It's not looking good, man. There's a lot of things that are translating from the last few games, all the way back from that nasty, ugly Spurs game. There's a lot of things that are translating to these games. Even the wins against Philly, Milwaukee, the New Yorks. There's a lot of things that are translating.
As Suns fans, Coach, what do we want out of the Knicks Lakers?
You want the Lakers to win.
Why would you ask that, Gabe? You know that.
No, I didn't.
There's no way you didn't know that.
Short-term memory loss.
Play the stay off the weed stinger for you, dude.
All right, you want the long one or the short one?
Stay off the weed.
Hey, Coach, were you in here when they were calling me Gabe and A. Smith?
No, I don't think so.
For my bad takes. I was like, why are they calling me Gabe and A. Smith? And Darth Vader goes, for his bad takes. I'm like, all right, well, you got me. I mean, fuck me.
Bro, Devin Booker has 31 points, dude. What the fuck?
He scored 8. What did he score? 18 in the third quarter or something?
He's just playing shitty defense.
He has more 30-point games than, like, I think Amari Stoudemire already, and he's only 24.
Yeah.
That's great. He needs to play defense. Exactly what we said with Amari. Exactly what we said with Nash. That's great. You got to play a smidge of defense.
Because we could never get out of the playoffs because of that.
You've got to be able to affect the game on defense for 3 to 5 possessions, man. You have to. You're an all-star. You're an all-star.
Remember when Amari pinned the ball off the backboard? That shit was awesome back in the day. Wasn't the playoffs versus the Spurs, or who was it against? I can't remember.
It was against the. I thought it was against the Mavericks. I thought it was one of those series. I could be wrong.
30-point game again for Book, man. Scorer. Paul has 17, 8.
Why does somebody have a bunny, an actual bunny, in the stands?
Why
That's
not?
crazy.
Why don't they all have bunnies?
Was it Easter?
Are we that
definitely
close?
not? It's definitely not Easter, man.
No.
You're
What
blazed
month
as
is
fuck.
it, bro? Come on.
You're on shrooms right now. Are we close to Easter? It's fucking May.
You're the
bro.
fucking one that said, "Is it Easter?" What are you talking about?
So I could say anything and pull it out my ass, and you'd be like, "Oh fuck yeah, it's almost Easter."
I trust you that much, man.
Christmas is tomorrow. Was that Wiggins?
Dunk?
Damn, Wiggins is going Michael Jordan on us.
Kaminsky.
Oubre is just doing what he does, stealing money on the bench, being a scrub.
Dude. This is pathetic. They have no energy, dude. Again, they have it all for offense. They're not doing anything on defense. They're not hustling on it.
Frank's getting abused tonight, bro.
Dude, this is so pathetic. They're supposed to be in for a playoff hunt, getting this championship experience with this young team against this team that's won it before with Steph Curry. They're not doing anything on defense, dude. Ole.
Oh my god.
Oh, if that might have even been
long three,
oh
not the shot.
God, what is going on?
It looks like they're almost throwing the game on purpose, dude.
But they're not, dude. They're trying.
Are they though? I feel like
they called that a foul on Kaminsky, bro.
I feel like
Kaminsky,
because the Warriors could still pass the Lakers, right, for the 7 seed.
They're not. Chris Paul's trying. He's going hard. You saw campaign. You saw them flailing their arms. They're pissed. This is awful, dude.
Frank Kaminsky's getting his ass handed to him out
All
there,
these
dude.
fucking young guys out there just looking like dog shit.
Good thing we didn't pick up any help for backup.
Why is DA out the whole fucking game, dude? Our coach loves to do that. He keeps him out to the 6-minute mark, regardless of what happens in the game, dude.
So, guys, I was thinking we, finish this game, try to get the coverage, the breakdown of this game out of the way, and then we get Torey in here. What do you think?
So this is just going to be a continuation podcast?
Yeah. Like we'll stay in this one, but
fucking tie game. What did I tell you, dude? I said this a long time ago from the first quarter that this is how it was going to play out.
You're right, bro. Ayton with the ball in isolation.
You going to do something?
Gets bumped, gives it up to Chris Paul, so he has to take a half-court shot.
Ayton's like, I want another rebound. Pad my stats.
But I definitely don't want to shoot, so you take it. CP3 in the paint.
Chris Paul. Bridges is cold as fuck.
CP3.
Don't pass it to him.
Yee, CP3 with the big bucket. Needed that.
They need separation big time, dude.
7 minutes left is way too much time right now.
If you didn't notice, they're not playing defense. They're already at 105 versus 103. We don't give up over 100 points, and
Steph Curry,
Steph
Curry, why is he wide open in the corner? I don't care that he missed. Coach, you're a coach. Whose fault was that?
Dude, it's all of them. They're all yelling at each other. Nobody's got the right rotation, and they cluster up people. They cluster up people to confuse you, and nobody knows where to go. It's pathetic. They're looking awful. If we keep playing like this, we ain't getting out of the first round no matter who we play in the playoffs. I promise you.
Facts. Ayton keeps going for fucking 8 and 7. We ain't getting out of the first round, dude. He's that X factor, dude. The dude is just ass right now.
Crowder with a brick. I'm ahead of you guys now. Fucking eat
shit.
it.
How'd you get ahead?
And he's smug about it too.
I realized I paused it for a half second and then I just went,
pause
oh
it
my
again.
God.
Oh, shit. Steph Curry. Juke the fuck out of Crowder. What has Steph got? What is he at? 19?
19. 1 for 10 from 3.
Oh, okay, they're telling me that wasn't Steph in the corner. Okay, good. It fucking better not be.
They all look like Steph.
Craig?
Oh my God.
Craig?
No, other way. Yeah, damn right. Other way.
What
Damn
the?
right.
Draymond, what are you doing?
What the fuck was that?
Shacking is what that was.
He's like, this isn't football. I can't act like I'm a linebacker over the middle.
That was funny.
Coaches are looking at Pornhub on the side for the recap.
Draymond is going straight to Shackton for that.
The fact that he argued that is just
I know,
comical,
dude. I know.
What's the point of these masks when they hang over like that, dude? Shit's crazy.
They're all vaccinated, right? Like the whole NBA got vaccinated.
All of
right?
them are.
At some point, I think blue and red are going to come together and just be like, hey, we all got shots in our arms, right? Can we just stop? Can we just stop? Can
Be
we
nice.
just stop?
Be nice,
see.
man. You think so? I have a question. There's fans in the arena, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
what do they have that big ass like digital fan thing and where prime seats would be?
They can't have anybody sit 6 rows behind them.
Oh,
Yeah.
but the players or something?
Yeah, behind the players,
Yeah.
and it's an extra way to get extra.
See, man, that's
Add
why
money.
that's why coach is so important because he knows shit like that. Thank you, coach.
But
They
which
got
is
a
funny,
live
they can
DJ
sit
there.
they can
Fuck.
sit on the other side, no problem. And
Oh
guys
shit!
fall
People are
into the stands
breakdancing. Shit!
Oh
The
shit,
party, dude.
Oh, anybody seeing this breakdancing? Now cut back to the bunny. That bunny, that poor bunny, is just trying to sleep in that dude's arms.
Looks like a nice arena, man.
Oh yeah, dude, it's brand new. You know this arena is like gorgeous.
So
Looks like
I
all the
did.
seats look good.
I did an event for the Golden State Warriors up here quite a few years ago. This was like right when they were in the midst of everything, and they just got Kevin Durant. All their stakeholders and everybody was at this like 3-day long meeting that we had, and they were just. I want to say they were the most pompous, douchey, whatever. They were the nicest dudes.
Yeah,
They really were. They were the nicest guys. They tried to offer me some free gear, and I was like, I can't, man. I'm a Suns fan.
it would be a waste. You know, it's like someone handing you food when you're full. It's like, I'm sorry, but I don't want to waste this. Like, I won't eat it.
Exactly.
I won't wear it, man. I don't even want to give it to anyone because I don't want anyone else to be a Warriors fan.
It was Pete, and I forget the other guy's name, or Peter, and I'd have to look it up. I want to say it starts with a J. I can't remember. They were super nice guys, but I mean, they were cocky because they knew they just got Kevin Durant. They knew, but they were super nice, and I really didn't expect that out of them. You know,
Yeah.
doesn't mean
Remember
I like
when-
the team, but
Remember when Wiggins was supposed to be the next LeBron?
Bron, bro, but he never developed any more of his game. His game is the same it was in high school, bro.
he's just Harrison Barnes 2.0.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shh. Wait, what happened?
I'm about to kick
Booker.
Coach. Block.
you've been doing it to me for I don't know
I'm just
how
kidding.
long.
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Hey, Evan, what do you think of Booker's neck beard?
Yeah. Comment on the neck beard. Chat. What do you guys think of Book's
There's
neck
McHale
beard?
and his Warden defense.
Bro,
What the fuck?
what the?
McHale and his Warden defense right there.
Yeah, what's
just
up with
letting dudes
the,
dunk over him.
What's up with that shit?
Up 1 point, fellas, with 5 minutes to go.
Should
Booker
not be this close.
isolating Bazemore.
Hey, here's the 10-second ISO right here, dude. You guys ready for it?
Yep, brick. by
Step
the way.
back, Is it really?
Yep, one-on-one,
Yeah,
one-on-one.
but that was a really good
over
move. And that
two.
ball almost went in. That
Brick.
was a good
Oh
move.
my God.
You don't hate on a move like that, bro. He got him up in the air, got an open shot.
Steph Curry's gonna shoot a three. I can feel it. Oh, nope, no interior.
Oh my God, dude. Dude, what the hell? They're getting lucky. This is awful. Nobody knows where to go. Nobody knows what rotation to go to. This is piss poor.
CP3
Every
got the board,
possession.
though. Thank
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, they got lucky.
I need CP3 to handle the ball every single possession, right, Saul?
If the
Well, you're
Warriors
gonna get
shot anywhere close to an average 3-point percentage today, we'd be getting blown out, dude.
They're shooting 8 of 36. Steph Curry is 1 for 10.
Yep.
This is god awful defense. I swear to God, they have to be doing this on purpose. They have
That's
to.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I feel like they're not ratcheting up their defense on purpose. They're saving it for the playoffs.
But you see CP, Jay Crowder, you see Book actually trying when he's on ball defense, whether he's good or not, oh my God, Mikhail is so dumb sometimes.
what the fuck?
Oh shit.
What was that?
Lucky.
You smoke a layup?
No.
Oh, Curry blows the three. Thank you.
See, that's what I mean, dude. He doesn't do that.
Booker.
What the
fuck was that?
Ooh. I can put it on mute. Let me put me on mute.
Yeah.
Oh! Baby! Yo, that's going on the highlights. That's got to be a highlight.
Nah, that's
Not our highlight. I'm talking Sports Center. That's going to be on Sports Center.
Why? It only put us up 3.
Because he fell.
Nah.
Yeah, dude. Give it to CP3 every time. If
Every
Book has it.
time. Yep. And look, feed Book, man. If he's open, by all means. But let
Chris
CP3
Paul
make the freaking decision.
The only players that are
shots
doing
last game.
The only players doing anything in this game for our team, Crowder, Paul, and Booker, dude. Everybody else is just
and Campaign
ass.
Campaign went hard.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice DA block. And
mute yourself. Just kidding. You really don't have to. I don't mind. But that is a great. Block.
Our defensive rebounding. Can we talk about how atrocious it's been recently? How many offensive rebounds have been given up?
Defensive rebounding, horrible. Interior defense, horrible. It's bad.
You can deal with one or the other. Like when we gang rebound, we're fine, but they're not. They're just sitting there, not putting a body on anybody.
DA getting how many rebounds does he have? I guess he's at 8. I don't know. He should be at like 12. Fuck it.
He's our only big man. He should be getting that many. He's played the same amount of minutes as Chris Paul, so we can't say that at this point. Chris Paul's still going out there with 21 and 9.
They're showing 8 and getting owned.
Getting cooked by Wiggins in the paint.
Multiple times.
Getting out-rebounded and getting little floaters thrown right over his head.
They showed him, there's that one play, multiple plays where he's just gotten out-hustled. No, DA on the boards.
There's been a lot of play where Wiggins or Bazemore flies right by Book when he's on off-ball defense for a layup or something too. I started making a TikTok of all the Booker off-ball defensive flubs that I've been seeing, and I put my phone down for 2 seconds to go get a snack, and who's playing with my phone? My toddler. Left it up, deleted it. Gotta love it.
Yeah, you've been having a hell of a time with
technology sucks today.
Give it to Christopher
CP3
Paul the Third. I know
Christopher Paul Walken the Third.
Christopher Emmanuel Paul, by the way.
Is it?
Yes.
Iverson says another number one pick.
Oh my
Aiden.
God. Watch this defense. What the fuck?
Let's see who. Okay.
Why are they sagging down that much?
They're acting like Shaq in his prime was in the paint.
My
dude.
God.
If this comes down to a winning shot, we are going to have to mute you, though.
This game looks like a throw, dude.
No, bro. This is we're getting fucking beat.
Oh, I love you, Chris Paul.
Oh, that's what he's gonna do in the playoffs. He's just balls of steel. You know what I'm saying? He's so clutch.
Yeah. Wiggins living up to his LeBron potential tonight.
Wide open again.
How the fuck is anyone that open?
This looks like
It's been all game.
Cardinals defense.
The Suns have not
Oh
played
my
this
God.
bad of defense all season.
CP3 almost. That was
Wide
important.
open.
That was
Bang, bang, down 3.
I knew they were going to lose this game, but let's be honest, it doesn't matter, bro.
Salty. Tell everybody, because explain it again. There's a lot more people in here now than there were. Why does this game not matter if we lose to the Warriors?
And a Booker turnover.
I mean, we're going to still be in the second. We're not moving up. I didn't ever think we were going to catch Utah.
Unfucking real.
But when it comes to positioning, the Warriors can catch the Lakers if the Lakers lose tonight.
Wiggins.
Game over, dude.
Wiggins down 5, minute 21. Draymond front running and flexing like he has anything to do with what's
All right,
going
so
on right now.
the Lakers are down as well, so that's good as well. So instead of cheering for the Lakers to win, you cheer for the Lakers to lose, and then you cheer for Oklahoma. I don't know why I call them that. Golden State to win, have them move up. Plus, if they play in the play-in tournament, there's a good chance that Golden State, with their momentum, could knock LA anyway. You know what I'm saying? But the way we're playing, it doesn't matter anyway, right? Let's see. I think NBA standings. You guys still there? Did he
yeah.
leave?
Can you hear me? I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I am. I just muted.
I had to let one of my dogs out of the room. I just didn't want you guys to see me.
Also, just got real quiet. I'm like, all right.
Right? You get scared podcasting by yourself?
Oh yeah, I've never done this before.
I know. You're a noob.
So
I say that, and I'm the one that's left the fax symbol up in the corner for like 30 minutes.
Right now, what is it? Who has the tiebreaker between Golden State and LA?
Eric's hitting you up on Twitter, Gabe Vaughn. I think he's gonna
Eric's
be
coming
able
on
to join,
too.
I believe. I hope so.
Eric.
This is. I'm not even looking forward to the playoffs now. Now I'm not. This kind of showing after a beatdown by the champs, and they come out with this effort, just dog shit awful.
It's the opposite of what you want to do going in the playoffs.
Well, I did tell you that we were going to be a different team the last 10 to 15 games, right? I was right. I was just
going to
I
bring
missed.
that up.
Oh, he made it. He fucking made it, dude.
Coach, I was going to say that you were totally wrong all season about one thing. You said our final 15 games we were going to play our best basketball. That was determined to be a lie.
Curry's trying to fucking put the dagger in, dude.
Once that shine, bro.
Did he?
That doesn't have to be the dagger.
You had fucking Mikhail.
I'm muting him.
Yeah.
I'm muting him.
Wow.
Can't help himself. What happened?
It's a sloppy turnover. They're down by 4. They lost. Bad pass by CP3. Hey, on the bright side, the Knicks are up, so fuck it.
Are they?
And that's good for the Blazers as well. I mean, they want Golden State to lose.
Mikhail's fucking stupid this game. Mikhail and Book lost us this fucking game. He went to go double
Wide
team
open.
Draymond Green and left him.
They don't
Mikhail
care.
Bridges did.
Hey, this is the
Fucking
worst.
bullshit.
The worst defense I have ever seen from the Suns. Now you can't tell me that they didn't try to lose this game, dude. I swear to God.
Well, if
like
they've been playing this bad all game, bro. They've been playing bad defense from the jump. Like
that's what I said. Like they're not engaged in defense. You can tell by the way this game played out. There's no way in fuck that they leave 3-point shooters this wide. Look at that effort by Bridges. He doesn't give a fuck.
Like,
Book doesn't care. Bridges doesn't care. They don't care about this game. I'm sorry. This is not indicative of what the Suns will do. I don't know if the coach has been saying don't show anything or what. Like it doesn't matter, but there's no way they play like this. Like I said, it looks like they're throwing the game. I don't know what they're reviewing.
It's bad, man. Really
like
bad.
I said, the Warriors couldn't be hotter, dude. And I feel like regardless of what happens in the seeding, even if they like surpass the Lakers or not, I feel that one game playing game, I think the Warriors are just going to go cook in that game. I feel like Steph Curry's going to go off for like 60. So, I don't know.
Welcome in everybody who's joining. We're getting a lot more people in here now. Suns are clearly taking the L, and we're discussing it. Apparently, it doesn't matter. I understand, like, we are enough games ahead that we should just be fine. But, you know, man, I was really hoping we could close this season out better than we are, man. I don't like limping into the playoffs.
I feel like the Suns don't win another game before the playoffs, dude.
No, that's
hard
too
to
far.
even believe this because Book played 40 minutes tonight.
Rick.
Game.
Book just shot a 3-pointer from
turn that shit off.
Inside the logo.
50
trash,
feet.
Dude. Fucking trash
and didn't
effort.
even hit the rim.
Unbelievable.
The champs are here. All right. Well,
wow.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the scores. Let's break this down, and then let's get our guests in here.
Well, Timothy was wrong. We're getting our 21st win tonight.
Loss. Yeah. Man, a grinder account says, who the F told Wiggins to play like the number 1 pick today? Booker, Bridges, all by just avoiding them and not trying.
Don't ever call Mikal Bridges the warden again.
Been saying, dude.
38
I've
points
saying,
to Andrew Wiggins. 38 points.
42 to AD.
Okay.
They played 0 defense, dog.
That's nuts, dude. That's knucking futz.
They couldn't have tried to not play worse defense. I mean, throwing is a light word. I swear to God, you couldn't throw harder than the Suns were throwing in that game. They didn't give a fuck to guard anybody. Look at that play by Mikal on that 3. He did not even try to get up to put his arms up. He could care less about guarding that 3-point shooter. And that was the whole game. People weren't running out. They weren't closing out. They weren't rotating. They were packing the paint like fucking Shaq was in there.
I want to read you a couple of my first notes. Okay, so these are like my first quarter notes.
Hey, did you send the link to Eric and Torey?
Not yet.
What are you waiting for?
Tim says Book lost to this. Nah, Book didn't lose.
I was just
tell
going
you.
to break it down before we got.
Okay, gotcha.
Is that cool?
I'll tell you who lost us the game tonight. Ayton with his 8 and 8 doing garbage again. Definitely Bridges, a -5, 6 points, couldn't guard a fucking nobody. Crowder balled out like he always does. Frank Kaminsky got his shit pushed. Like, dude was getting rocked on defense, only had 6 points. Craig did all right. Campaign did all right. And then Javon Carter's just kind of
Dario's coming back next game. How much you want to bet?
a ghost figure. Yeah, they need to change. They needed. I don't know. The rotations just seem.
I don't even want to watch the next game at this point. I don't even want to watch the Spurs games. I'm not even looking forward to the playoffs. This is just.
Come on,
is
don't
awful.
be that salty. That's salty.
You sound like me
Josh.
last game.
Yeah, because this is against a way inferior opponent.
I feel
way
sorry.
more.
The Lakers are good, dude.
Dude, and this is against a way worse team. Like,
but the Warriors
far
are
and
on
away.
the Warriors are super hot, man. How many games have they won in the last 10? They just beat Utah. Utah's been playing pretty good. I'm telling you, the Warriors are cooking right now, man. I feel like they'll beat the Lakers in the playing game. I'm telling you, man.
Man. So early in the game, I was saying Bridges' Law, fail. It's weird, man. I know that Bridges' Law isn't always on, but it's like 90%. When he misses his first three, it's always a close game or a loss. It's never a rout. But when he makes that first three, we almost always win, and it's usually a rout. He misses, and that's just a bad omen, right? Steph goes 0 for 5. I think he was like 1 for 8 to start from 3. And I wrote, Suns are so lucky Warriors aren't hitting their threes this first quarter. Half the time, the Suns aren't even trying to close out.
Yep.
I knew it was going to play out this way. I told you, Gabe, when I was in here earlier. I told you. Like a fucking seasayer, dude.
I don't. Fuck. Everything that they've done in this game, they didn't do. Just the simple things, like I said, they close out versus jumping and flying past the shooter so that the shooter can just sidestep or whatever. They were closing out last year in the bubble. They were closing out this year. They've stopped doing that.
Hey, chat, make sure to hit the like button and share this out. We got some guests coming up here from the Blazers Uprise. It's going to be an outstanding night tonight. Evan's feeling like I did against the Lakers, dude. I know the feeling, man. I was fucking livid, man. Just straight up, just emotional, man. And I feel like I came to terms with the situation, but also it's just it's a weird time right now for the Suns, like they got that second seed solidified, really, it's difficult to figure out who you're going to play. It's hard for these players to, I don't know. It just looks strange tonight is all I could put it. I've never seen the Suns play this season as bad defense. It looked like they were literally not trying to play defense.
They were playing catch-up defense the whole time.
Like how could you compare this defense to an NBA team that doesn't guard the three like that bad? Like that shit was
this
bad.
Looked like the Suns back in the day, dude.
Yep,
This looked like the Suns back in the day where we were always struggling to get boards, then they would get it, and then we'd be playing catch up and they would just move the ball all the way around the perimeter 7 to 10 times, and we're just trying to play catch up. Hopefully they miss. That's what it was.
So I was in my emotions against the Lakers, obviously, but now that it's come to reality for me, like I was telling the Blazers, because we follow a lot of the Blazers people. They follow us, and I tweeted out, if the Suns don't progress in the playoffs, there's only a couple teams I'll cheer for. The Blazers are the number one. The Nuggets, you guys know my affection for Joker, and that's it for the West. In the East, we're looking at Milwaukee and the Sixers. That's it for me in the playoffs. But I was saying that the most important game of the year is going to be against the Blazers. Now, I don't give a fuck about that game.
Nothing matters the rest of this regular season. Nothing matters.
Like, honestly, let the Blazers win that game. Fuck it. Solidify their spot.
Let's lose the next game. Let the Clippers jump up then. I don't care. We have the tiebreaker with the Nuggets. We could theoretically still get the 4th fucking seed.
Lose all your games, dude.
Lose them. I don't care at this point. I really don't.
Because honestly, who are the Suns playing? Because with the way things are
Fourth
shaking
seed would be
out.
the best.
Let's see.
Fourth seed would be the best possible scenario because then you play
4 or 5.
Portland, Dallas, which technically I guess the Lakers could still get there unless they lose tonight. And then if you win, you probably would go up against the Jazz, which is what I said at the beginning. If you're in this case, you lose your games and you play for the 4 seed to play the Jazz in the second round. That's what I said a whole long time ago, but I thought we were better than this.
Clippers
they just didn't show it.
Clippers have the tiebreaker over us. We're only 2 games up on them. Just fucking lose all your games. Screw it at this point, dude.
Yep. Sit everybody.
But what will that do to us mentally going into?
I mean, what is this doing to us? Losing when you're playing all your starters.
Rest
what
them.
Does that do? What does that do to you?
A thing that we need to bring up that we might be failing to also put out there. This is the first time Booker, McHale, DA, Cam Johnson, probably Campaign. Campaign was at OKC, but not playing at this capacity. Definitely Javon Carter. That has played in this situation this late in the season with the importance of these games on their shoulders, right? But we did not see this effort against Milwaukee. We did not see this type of effort against Philadelphia. The New York games, just the Jazz game, a week and a half ago? 2 weeks ago this Friday, we played the Jazz and beat them. Coming off of that Clippers win. We did not play like this those games. You guys have to see that, right? I know you do, Salty. Do you see it, Gabe? You see the difference in play, right? The scrappiness, just everything.
It's just
okay.
Where would you say it like kind of turned? You know what I'm saying? Like what game? Obviously the Lakers game we lost.
Lakers is when it changed because it was
the Thunder game. The Thunder game when we gave up that 19-point lead in 5 minutes. Because after the Thunder game, it was the Cavaliers game in overtime. Then it was the Hawks blowout.
The Hawks blowout might have been it, dude. Honestly.
We played lackadaisical all throughout the Cavs game, and Mikal Bridges just took over. If he didn't take over, we lose that game. The Knicks game, we were down. The Knicks game dominated us until what's-his-name shoved Chris Paul, remember? And then Chris Paul took over.
So I think the Hawks blowout, that was the mark because I wasn't expecting us to get just clown that game, and we just got clowned. So, because I was expecting a loss in a back-to-back game like that, and we just got dicked. And I think that loss signified the end of us pursuing the number 1 seed, to be honest, just the way the standings were going.
Yeah, 32-point loss.
And then the way that hit, and then the Lakers was just the capstone on the grave for the number 1 seed. And I think that once the Suns just kind of mentally aren't chasing that number 1 seed, there's kind of a natural letdown. So you get beat by the Lakers in that fashion, and then you come into the Warriors and you just don't play a lick of fucking defense, dude. Crazy. I'd say rest. I've been saying rest since the fucking Lakers game, but what do I know, you know?
Spurs fan Gary says this will actually be a good lead up to the postseason for you guys. Got to keep the 2 seed and knock these potential play-in teams out. This is the inexperience showing and not knowing how to close. We seemed to know how to close earlier in the season. This feels a little bit different than just not closing. The entire game from wire to wire from tip-off, we acted allergic to closing out the 3-point line.
And boxing out.
Oh,
and boxing out.
There's some people in the chat that are right. Booker doesn't want to play defense. Ayton looks lost, and our whole team is falling apart. And Iverson's not far off because a lot of the things that we look like we solved for a playoff team, what we needed, Booker was playing defense. Ayton looked like he turned the corner, which he didn't. Saric was looking like the 6th man of the year. He's not even in the lineup anymore. If you look at all those things together, a lot of the things that we were doing earlier in the season are just gone at this point. You know what I'm saying?
So
our killer bench, lockdown defense, clutch, all those things are just non-existent right now, you know?
Our depth was supposed to be the strength and all that. So what are we saying? Are we predicting that all these things are going to come back come playoff time? or is this a trend? And we're gonna find out in the first. We'll find out. Actually, we're gonna find out in the first 6 minutes of the first playoff game if we're back or if this is going to be who we are.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
What I expect, Coach, is this is gonna like get our team hungry again, right? Losing some games to end the season. We're gonna have like a week off. And this team loves each other. They're gonna spend some time together. They're gonna get rested up. They're gonna get healthier. And they're gonna come out with a refreshed mind. In my opinion, this is truly what I want everyone to remember this. If they come out and put up a stinker, call me out. But I expect fully they're going to come out after that week off of rest and be looking to prove a point that we're the team that was number one for parts of the season. We're that team. We're not the team that gave up those games.
A team that's hungry, a team that had the chip on their shoulder.
I think we'll have our hunger back, man.
So it took 6 years, 5 years of whatever of Book getting to this point and one successful season that's a shortened season, and he doesn't have that chip anymore?
I don't know, man.
That's bullshit if that's the case, right? That's bullshit.
He went for 34 points tonight, man. I know his defense was lacking, but he's the only one that's showing
We needed
up.
stop. We needed stops. We needed stops.
But you need to focus on Ayton for that. He's supposed to be this anchor in the middle.
Not when they're jacking up threes. He's not doing anything in the middle.
Yeah, but if your big man can't stop anybody, the lanes are open, which they clearly have been. He ain't stopping shit. The only anchoring he's doing is to the bottom of the fucking ocean. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't stopping anybody. He's not. It's just like everything that he worked on at the beginning of the year is bullshit right now. He's only getting 8 boards. He's not stopping anybody. And if he's supposed to be that anchor, which they call him, if he's non-existent in the paint, then what are the guards supposed to do when they think that they have help in the middle? You know what I'm saying? Like, it affects everything. Like, Ayton is such a disappointment, man. He's such a fucking disappointment, man.
I 100% agree. The point that I'm trying to make is that just the defensive rotations on the perimeter weren't even correct. Even if Ayton was there and in position and did what he was supposed to do, they would turn around and be like, "Oh, do I guard this guy or this guy? Oh shit, there goes another wide open 3."
You guys remember though, like the key to the playoffs before we even got to this? Like, if we wanted to do anything in the playoffs, what did we say? DA needed to be the man, right? He needed to go what he was doing like a month or two ago, where he's going 20 and 15 or something like that. If he did that, then we'd have a chance. And clearly he ain't doing that shit. So it doesn't even fucking matter anyway, because I was worried about the Lakers getting bounced by them. But if DeAndre ain't doing shit, he's not defending, he's not engaged, he's not scoring, what the fuck is he good for, dude? He ain't good for shit.
Did we turn anything defensive into offensive tonight?
No.
I think there was maybe 1 or 2 that I just randomly. I know I saw Chris Paul intercept the pass somewhere in transition, but since it was transition, there was already guys back there. I think I saw Mikal get 1 easy dunk. But man, even Chris Paul missing Mikal wide open at the end there. Holy shit. Everything, dude.
We baby the fuck out of Bridges too, man. You guys got to admit that, right? The fan base, us, we just baby the fuck out of him because he's off and on just as much. I mean, not as much as DA, but like he doesn't play the defense that people were crowning him for. Man, he needs to be all defensive team number. You know, it's like, no, dude.
No.
When's the last time? Because they were doing in the beginning of the year. Remember, they're like, Mikal put this person in Mikal jail. He's the warden. I haven't seen a goddamn person on Twitter post that he put anybody in jail. That jail is closed. It's empty, and it's fucking rotten, dude.
The last time I saw him D anybody up was against Brandon Ingram in the first game against the Pelicans when we rocked them. That was the last time. Please prove me otherwise.
No, I can't prove you otherwise. I feel like
anybody in the chat, yeah, please.
Please tell us if you guys think that we're off base here about Bridges just not being the defender that people say he is, because I feel like that, man. I don't see him locking anybody down.
Well, guys, this
This sucks. Let's bring in Torey and Eric.
This
Yes.
Lakers-Knicks game is heating up with 51
Let's get
seconds
him in here.
left.
Let's get him in here. Let's see.
I sent
'Cause
them an invite.
I changed my mind. They'll be happy to hear my opinion, because before I was cheering for the Lakers to win because I thought that there was a chance for that to happen, but now I want them to lose. I don't care if the Suns beat Blazers. I hope that they lose, actually, because that will work out with the seeding as well. So hell, I don't care.
Guys, we are going to get our guests in here now any minute. Thank you if you've hit the like button.
I'm going to get another beer before they come on.
Go for it, bro. We've already got 33 likes, man. If you guys are in here.
Hey, let's get some shout outs too, Gabe.
Please. Go ahead, dude.
Go ahead, dude. Go.
All right, so we got Iverson Vlogs, King, Grinder account, aka Burner account. Portland Org Jackson, what's up, man? The Sting says Ayton kills us in more ways than we think. He doesn't get to the other team in any foul trouble. That's true. Rebounds like a WNBA player. Scores like he's the 12th person in a blowout. Sick of his mess, dude. I'm getting really sick of him too, man. I'm getting honestly sick of people who won't stop taking his side.
Honestly, I think it's clear as fucking day, and I think that James Jones already knew this shit about Ayton, because there's rumors about him, because he didn't draft him. That's not his guy. And there was rumors that he was trying to trade him. And if this dude pulls this kind of shit at the end of the season, I wouldn't be shocked to see him get shipped out of town in the offseason, try to shake shit up. I don't know. He's coming up for a contract extension. He ain't worth one.
I just had a thought, you guys. Tell me if I'm off base or if this is close. Do you think we tried too hard or showed too much, or a combination, or went too hard at the beginning of the season versus, where we're at? I mean, where we're at now. Did we go too hard or what?
I don't think so. You're trying to change around a culture. You haven't made the playoffs for 10 years. You got to do that, So I think that they were just kind of in that flow of proving people wrong. You got media outlets just kind of not going with them, and they're the underdogs, and they haven't ever made the playoffs, and they kind of go on this ride. Maybe we oversold the Phoenix Suns because of the ride they went on the regular season. Did we do that? Are we guilty of that?
Maybe Monty's playing chess, man. Maybe he's in the huddle, be like, do this, do that, do this, do that. And he's telling James Jones and his assistant coaches, these motherfuckers are cocky. We need to bring him down to reality before the playoffs.
So, real question, guys.
We've done that.
We've got our guests ready when you guys are ready. Go ahead.
Hey, shout out to Dalton real quick. This podcast is fire. The number one up and coming, right? The fastest growing.
The Doge
podcast on the internet, man. Hit the like button. Share it out. Smoke signals out.
It looks like Eric's having some problems connecting to his camera, but hopefully maybe we'll be able to hear him. Torey is ready. Everybody in the chat, give a warm welcome. To our friends over at Blazers Uprise. Torey, what's up, bro?
What's up, man?
What's up? Eric connecting to camera.
What is going on?
Can you hear us, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. What's up?
Cool,
thanks for having me on.
Hey, man.
I'm trying to get through my settings here.
This is the first time me and I think Eric have ever used this type of.
There we go.
There we go.
Hey, there it is.
This is kind of dope. This is the first time I've ever used it. I've seen people stream with this.
It's really really nice, man. You can multi-stream, because I use OBS right now, but I'm tempted to just go StreamYard, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta learn it, man. I might have to look into this.
Dude,
for
you
next
don't
season.
have to learn it. It's so easy. It's ridiculous.
Because if you use OBS, your internet and your computer speed factors into lag and stuff. With StreamYard, they handle that side, right? So Gabe could get lagged out and we'd still have the podcast rolling. You know what I'm saying? It's happened before, but if that happened with OBS, it just stopped the stream. It's crazy, man. It's so good.
You guys just know I go all out with the graphics, so
that's where you damn sure have the edge.
Yeah,
damn sure have the edge.
I'm try hard with that.
Yeah. But you can do some things on here. You can do some.
You can get guests in easy with this. You send them the link. What else? Multi-stream is easy with this. there's a lot of pros for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So what's up all the Blazers Uprise people in chat?
Seriously,
I see a
man.
lot of them.
Oh,
I'll tweet out
shit.
his link.
He's
Nick's
already
got
trying
the
to take
ball.
over. Jesus, Torey.
Nah, you got this. I'm along for the ride. I don't want to take over,
Torey.
man.
Take over.
I have a
Nick's with the
question real
shot.
quick.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's the story between Salty never going on camera? Is he too sexy for the show?
Let me take a stab at it. I think first of all, Salty
It's
he's a very sexy man. All right,
No, I can explain it. I started my YouTube channel without a camera, so it's the way it is. Because if I go on camera, then I'm gonna have to do it all the time. And the way I edit my videos that's the way it is. So that's the reason.
All right.
And it's mystery. You know what I'm saying?
He's our Trevin. He's our Trevin.
Yeah.
At least he talks on mic though.
Yeah, we talked to 2 of our 3 mods, and then the other mod, we're just gonna put him on blast. The other mod will he'll game with us. He'll hop in our Discord calls. Refuses to unmute. Won't give us a reason why. We don't know. He's a good mod, but yeah. So there's a lot of jokes around that. We got to put Trevin on blast, man, because Trevin won't give me a reason why he won't talk to me.
Did you guys watch the Suns game at all?
Yeah, so I watched the last 2 or 3 minutes, and I was just going back through the just the full highlights because I was confused. You guys gave up pretty much open 3 after open 3, and then Devin Booker was nowhere to be found. And I was waiting for him to take over because he was good all game. And it seemed like he wasn't even on the court the last 5 minutes. Bro. So that's what was weird to me.
We don't know. We don't know. Me and Salty have been saying every single thing that we've done good, closing out, staying down and not jumping, knowing defensive rotations, Ayton being the anchor, all that stuff is like it was completely gone. Completely 100% gone. Nobody cared, especially on the last 3 that really put them up 5 or 6 or whatever that was. Mikhail and Devin, hands are just down, just watching, no big deal, just going to let that go in and not care about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it honestly looked like they're trying to blow the game on purpose from the the jump, like they've never left 3-point shooters that wide, literally Bridges. There's a play where he didn't even try to put his hands up. It's crazy.
Well, here's my question. Here's something that I was wondering kind of watching this game late. It seemed like you guys weren't exactly locked in mentally. Golden State got locked in, made the right plays down the stretch to win, right? That's kind of a cliche thing. But I've kind of wondered if, going into the season, you guys definitely had the chip on your back. You have that hot bubble run, go 8-0, but still end up missing the playoffs, and now you're just out to prove things. Do you feel like that's worn off too much? Like at this point, you guys have been near the top of the standings for so long that you just don't have that edge, and now you're trying to find it at the worst possible time? Do you guys think that's a thing with this team? Or
Gabe, you take that because you were just talking about it.
I'm just so confused. This is like Mr. Jekyll and Dr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde.
However you want to say it.
Dude's brain's baked on weed right now, dude. I'll take over.
Bro. Take it.
I got it.
Sorry, I had an edible today, and it's kind of working its way out of my system. The point is,
dude thinks it's Easter right now, man. What's up?
This is Bizarro World. Okay, this is like Bizarro Suns. We did this early in the season. We could not close out on people, and then Monty started pulling people. Like you're fucking done. You're not closing out. You're fucking done. Hey Langston, you're getting a chance, and that really stopped it. And we've been a great defensive team. We really closed the fuck out on threes. But these last 2 games, it almost looks like we want to lose. I know that sounds like a total
it's throwing. I swear to God, dude.
I don't like saying that because it feels like a cop out. Oh, we want to lose. Like I got a buddy who's a Chiefs fan, and when every game they lose, I go, dude, what happened? He's like, we didn't care. It wasn't an important game. And I hate it when he says that because it's such a cop out, right?
Yeah.
But this is Monty's not pulling people out for not closing out. None of it is the same.
Well,
maybe they're dead tired, Torey. Maybe they're just tired.
I mean, that's
trying so hard.
That's possible. I mean, we've had the opposite problem all season. Now it seems like you guys are having the same problem where I feel like some of our guys haven't been held accountable enough defensively, and that's what I respected just listening to you guys talk about Monty. It sounded like Monty did that and established like a standard defensively. And we never really did that all season long. And we're the third worst defense in NBA history all season long. Now it's kind of funny because it seems like it's going in opposite directions where we're like the last 9 games, we have like the 7th rate defense and all the players are like, yeah, well, we finally just had to step up and come forth with the right mindset and hold ourselves accountable. And it's kind of just like, where was that all season long? But I don't know. It's you cannot, I feel like you can't go backwards as you go up to the playoffs. If you're like in the middle of a season, halfway through a season, and you're going to give guys some slack, fine. But you got to ramp up the accountability as you get towards the playoffs. You cannot go backwards with that.
Bro, we're like a deer that's been shot and just like trying to limp home. Just like just lay down and die. Like, don't limp your way into the playoffs.
What I think it is we kind of outplayed who we really are. I think that we got on a roll and we were trying to prove that we were not like that team that hasn't made the playoffs for 10 years. So we overplayed our talent level, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So we got on this roll, and before the season even started, no one would have said that the Suns would have had the best record in the NBA or the second best record in the NBA. People were slotting them at like the 4 or 5 seed, maybe 6, whatever. And if you look at the way that they've been playing lately, a lot of the things that they were doing in the beginning of the season, like we said before, they're just not doing those things anymore. Like Booker, he made it a point to play defense. He obviously is not doing that anymore. DA has been up and down, but in the beginning of the season, he was a focal point on defense. He was actually an anchor and getting rebounds, getting like 15 boards a game. And the Suns fans could damage control his play on offense because he was doing those things. He doesn't do either of those things anymore. He doesn't do offense anymore. And we even said coming into this, our key to even going into playoffs was, laid with DA, and he's just playing like dog shit. Bridges is supposed to be a good defender. He doesn't lock up anybody anymore. So there's this giant issues with the Suns. And I think it just comes down to the fact that they overplayed their talent level and they're just kind of coming back down to earth. And honestly, if you're just being really honest with yourselves, they probably should be around a 5-6 seed in the playoffs. That's just my opinion. Dude.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I want to hear what Eric thinks. Eric, did you watch this game?
I wasn't able to watch the game, but I have an interesting theory. Wanted to run it by you guys. So, in my opinion, this is where Stotts runs into problems for the Blazers. Is he believes in his system so much that no matter what happens, he thinks like the next game, you just run out the same thing and it'll be better or whatever. So do you think there's a little bit of it's been successful all year? Teams are starting to adjust to what you guys are doing. You've had film now for, almost 70 games of what you've been doing. And now teams can somewhat take things away or learn how to game plan against you. And then now there needs to be either an adjustment from Monty, or is it a case of whether you're just playing so bad that it's hard to tell whether that's needed or not? Because in the playoffs, I feel like you need to make those adjustments. You can't just play the same way against every team.
I completely agree. I've got an interesting theory to kind of go along with that to answer that question. The Lakers game, we played the same exact defense that we did tonight. Mm-hmm. We've been switching with Ayton on the perimeter all year. All of a sudden, with Ayton, he's playing drop coverage, and he looks like Enes Kanter.
Yeah.
Which is not good. and it looks awful. And against a jump shooting team, you probably should stay away from that. But
yeah.
So we're doing things with him that we haven't done. In the Lakers game, we didn't play any offensive sets from the free throw line or the short corner or the elbow. This game, we actually did quite a few of it, but the defense was even worse. I wonder and I question myself if Monty is playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers, and he's saving stuff. I don't know what it would be at this point, because I feel like you would want to win. Mm-hmm. Right, just to get that one seed.
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure, and I think losing at the end of the season like this is not a good way to do it. But when we were 8-8, when we started off, we looked awful. and then they had a come to Jesus moment, and they went on a run. So I also believe in Monty to the fullest, to where he can get this team out of it. I also think we've been playing extremely hard. You know, you had the shortened off season, especially for anybody that went into the bubble. We tried to go hard, started 8-8, then went on a torrent run, and it was amazing to watch and be a Suns fan for. And now we could potentially just be getting tired because we haven't had injuries like other teams, you know, thankfully. These guys have been going out there night in, night out, with the exception of maybe a Cam Johnson here or there. Dario was out for like a good month with COVID protocols. Things along that nature. Jay Crowder just got back. But all in all, we've been fairly healthy. So I think it could just be a little bit of a combination of everything. That doesn't answer your question, but it just shows how confused we are because these are things we didn't see.
Yeah.
Does that make sense in a round? I mean, clear as mud? Clear as mud?
Yeah. It's interesting that you're saying you've been doing different stuff because when the Blazers played the Pelicans and obviously got swept in that series, and we were hoping for all these changes, right? And then all next year we played really good. We got the 3rd seed, and that's the year we went to the Western Conference Finals. But we're hoping like they were saving it for the playoffs, like because teams would play them the same way that wasn't working for the Blazers in the playoffs, and we were like hoping that there was some sort of like gamesmanship to not show that, and then in the playoffs we were just gonna like have this magic play or whatever to beat the Traps. And it hasn't come like 4 years later, so we've been thinking that for several years, and then this year they say they're going to change the style and all that stuff, and they don't really do it or stick to it. So we're coming from a perspective of, oh crap, I don't like that, but being your first year in the playoffs and stuff like that, it's possible, I guess, that they're hiding stuff and just not really playing. But at the same time, like you said, I don't know why they wouldn't be going all out for the 1 seed instead of
Eric, it's like, if you're going to do that, then don't play your best players. Like, why aren't you sitting 36-year-old Chris Paul if you're throwing? If you're throwing, throw, man. Like, what's with tiring out your players and being like, oh, by the way, don't close out. Like, I really don't think they're trying to lose. They're trying to win, and they're just.
But they are playing different. CP and Book played 35 minutes against the Lakers, but then Book plays 40 tonight. And Chris Paul clearly looked like he wanted to win. But there was a lot more ISO stuff. There was a lot more post ISO tonight, which we don't do. Maybe they are trying different things and seeing if they can win with it so they could throw it in here or there.
Hey, the thing is with that though, man, it's isolation. You know, you don't have to work on being stagnant. You know what I mean? That's kind of the opposite situation. I feel like we don't work enough on moving the ball, moving players. If we get matched up with the Clippers in the first round, they're going to trap Dame. And then what? We're going to isolate CJ against Paul George? Probably not a good idea. Dame against Kawhi? Probably not a good idea. So that's kind of where I'm worried is we've shown better
Rocco on Zubox. I'm for it.
We got Nurkic back. We've shown better ball movement. I still don't think it's good enough. It's you guys. Even today, I was watching you, and you guys seemed a little bit more stagnant than I remember, but there was still a lot of possessions where it was like, if that happened with the Blazers, I'm just hyped on Twitter about the ball movement because it's rare for us. So it's like, you guys don't got to work on throwing it into the low post and isolating. You know what I mean? It's like if you get mismatches, I feel like you should try and exploit them, but don't go away from what's worked, which is you guys move the ball well and seem to get really good shots consistently.
Or they're trying to give all the confidence to the Lakers or Warriors. They're either their first round matchup. Give them the confidence. Give them the confidence. and then we blow them out. You never know. Go Salty.
You know, football in preseason where they don't run it's just base defense. You don't show shit. I don't know. Yeah. They could be doing that, man. Honestly.
Good analogy. That is the perfect analogy. Thank you.
Because if you did that, then people would be like, oh shit, the Suns are lacking on defense, because it takes a lot of effort on defense to go hard, right? I mean, if you're trying to just go through the motions, you're not trying to, I know it's not smart to play to not get hurt, but at the same time, you're just kind of like, hey, we're going to do this. We're not going to really show much. and then in the playoffs we're going to just go hard, because the Suns, when they've shown during the season in specific games where they weren't playing lockdown defense, and then when the time came, all of a sudden they click it on and it's boom.
Yeah,
it's just you can't make a shot. You can't even breathe on the perimeter. Go ahead.
I reviewed when we were on with you guys it was right after the All-Star break. And like in the first 2 minutes, Eric or you, Torey, were like, what'd you guys think of the game? And I chimed right in, and I was like, this is a very typical game. It was back and forth until the third quarter, and then the Suns turned it on and we took over. It just felt like a Suns game. That's gone.
Yeah, I mean,
I still don't get why they wouldn't be going for the number 1 seed, though.
They are. Well, especially now that the Lakers are 7th. Because if it was like Blazers and Warriors, it's not a big deal, 1 versus 2. But you guys don't want to play. You guys don't want to play the Lakers. No team wants to play the Lakers. I would feel so bad for you after such a good season. You get the 2 seed, and then you get a healthy Lakers team.
No, but the thing is it's not even a guaranteed who's going to get the 7th seed, because the Warriors are cooking right now.
Sorry. Knicks just took the lead with the Randall.
Let's go. 3. Who are you guys rooting for in this game?
All right, so I'm going to tell you my stance real quick. Right now, I'm cheering for the Knicks, because I'll tell you, because the Warriors are playing good, so potentially they could catch the Lakers. Now, if the Lakers win, then I'm gonna tell you that I want the Suns to beat the Blazers upcoming.
I mean, if I were you guys, I would much rather want to face than the Lakers.
Yeah.
But yeah, Warriors are 2 games behind. So if the Lakers lose, the Warriors will be a game and a half behind. The Warriors would have less than the Lakers.
Who has the tiebreaker or the tiebreaker in that scenario? Do you know?
I don't know.
I'll look it up. Lakers and Warriors, is that what we're looking?
Yeah, Lakers and Warriors. Because the Lakers have to lose 3 more games, and they got 4 remaining, including this one.
I doubt it's going to happen. They're three games back.
But here's the thing. It doesn't even matter if the Warriors pass the Lakers, because it's likely that they're going to play each other in the play-in anyway.
Yep.
And does it really matter if it's in Los Angeles or San Francisco? No.
Nope.
Not with. I mean, maybe there's a slight edge there, but you're probably going to have Laker fans at the Warriors game, because it seemed like
Lakers got it. Lakers got the
tiebreaker. Okay, so that's not going to happen then. But in a playing game, I'll take Steph Curry as the X factor in a 1-game scenario for him to go off for like 60 and take the game over. Shit.
See, I want the Lakers to lose. I want the Knicks to win, because in that scenario, Portland has to beat Utah tomorrow to simply just clinch a top 6 seed. Then we don't have to worry about the plan. Our magic number is 2 ahead of the Lakers. So if the Lakers lose
you
tonight,
guys got a tough ass schedule. You got to play us. You got to play the Jazz. Then you got to play the Nuggets.
But here's the thing, though. The Jazz don't have Conley or Mitchell. And then you guys, maybe you finally rest players, and then Denver might be locked in too. So it might be a situation where it's not as hard.
Denver is close to the Clippers, right? Where they're game back.
They're a game back, but they've got the tiebreaker with us. If they win every game and we lose every game, the tie goes to them. And the way we've been looking, I don't hold it against them.
Anything can happen, dude. I'm telling you, with the top seeds or even the bottom, the playing games, nothing is for sure for seeding right now, dude.
Yeah. Actually, the Blazers are 5th right now. Because they have the tiebreaker over the Mavericks. So we're in the
Mavericks lost today. The problem is the Mavericks.
The Mavericks, dude.
Mavericks have 3 easy games the rest of the way, but
the Mavericks' last 3 teams are New Orleans, Toronto, and Minnesota. New Orleans doesn't have Zion or BI. Toronto, it has been good for stretches. Not good. They've been solid, and then they've been terrible for stretches. So that's probably not a game they're going to draw.
Did you guys hear what Van Fleet said today or yesterday? How much he hates Tampa. He's like, man, I can't wait to get out of here. Tampa people are so much nicer. Yeah, or Toronto people are nicer. Tampa, they just. I just can't wait to get out of here. So they just want the season over with at this point. I feel bad for that whole organization and fans. Imagine being a Toronto fan, can't go to a Blue Jays game, you can't go to a Maple Leafs game, you can't go to one of these games.
Yeah.
And then you're looking down south watching everybody going to games and
in Tampa.
Yeah.
So the Knicks are up right now, 1, and they have possession, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Derrick Rose just got a
Okay.
chase from behind steal. Big chase from
Dallas
behind
has
steal.
the tiebreaker. So the Dallas and Blazers both have the tiebreaker over the Lakers, by the way.
Yep. If it's a 3-team tie, Dallas actually wins out because then it goes to like division and then head to head amongst them all, and Dallas wins their division. So if we tie with Dallas,
travels. Sorry.
no, dude, keep us posted. Good.
He freaking traveled. Great.
Yeah,
It's
that's
on
not good.
TNT.
Sorry,
you
isn't it?
traveled.
I heard Julius Randle, and I was thinking the Lakers turned it over. Jeez, I'm living in 2016.
Right.
Yeah, they trapped him. AD, and Matthews swarmed him at the elbow.
Do you think LeBron's just going to be able to come out cold with a bum ankle and just kill it in the playoffs?
I don't know, because on one hand it's LeBron, and then on the other hand he's what, 36?
an ankle.
He's old, man. He's
And
old,
he-
and it's an ankle, man.
Already re-hurt it. Yeah, I don't know.
The spin on that's crazy because
Unreal.
yesterday they're saying, "Oh, the last 2
Jesus
days he's looked
Christ.
so good, like he's not even hurt," and now today he sits out with looking good the last 2 days. So that didn't.
Yeah,
make
because
any
he was
sense.
supposed to play tonight, right?
Oh,
He said he was
was.
targeting today to come back.
Freaking Horton
The
Tucker.
fuck was that, dude?
Dude.
They're gonna choke this, man.
I just
I want
turned it
things
on
to
when
be
it happened. My
easy.
bad.
No, it's
The
not
Knicks look like they're primed to choke this game, dude.
That's right. The
Absolutely.
Blazers. No matter what happens, the Blazers control their own destiny. So
The
it's not like
Blazers are
we
fine,
have
dude.
to have them lose. But
Yeah, I mean, there's
They're
like,
fine.
yeah, you guys are gonna be fine. You guys are
Game.
playing really well right now,
Game over.
too.
Game,
West
set,
Val?
and
I
match.
knew that shit was
Oh.
gonna happen, dude.
bro.
Fucking
RJ.
real.
fuck.
Fucking 101.99, no timeouts, right? Or do they have timeouts?
That's game. That's game.
It's good.
Yeah, my phone stream is behind. Good old YouTube TV delay.
Right? I have that too.
What a terrible final possession. Way to go, Tibbs.
Give it a second and we'll refresh the standings. I'll keep refreshing to see when
I'm looking at my Blazers group chat, and it's just a
LeBron,
bunch
man.
of rage right now. I mean, here's the situation though. They have to gain 2 games on us in their last 3 still, because we're 1 ahead of them in the loss column, and we have the tiebreaker. So if we go 2-1, they can't pass us if they win out. It's just, I wish it was easy, but it's not going to be easy.
Eric, I've got a question for you, man. Kind of
Yeah.
a two-part. Actually, okay, two-parted question. But the first one, specifically to you, what is now where we are? What is a successful season for the Portland Trailblazers? Is it just making it to the playoffs? Is it getting out of the first round? Do you have to get to the Western Conference Finals? Where is it for you? And then I got another one for everybody else.
For me, I just don't want them to get dominated in the playoffs. So, like, if we play the Clippers and we win or we lose in like 6 or 7 games and it's a hard-fought series, like, I'm not going to be like, "Oh my goodness, they couldn't beat the Clippers. That's such a failure," you know, because they're a good team. But yeah, if we come out and we're running the same crap we always run and go play right into their strengths and lose either 4-0 or 4-1, I'm going to be very upset and and very mad. So, but on the same time, if we end up with Denver, I really like that matchup for us without Murray being able to expose our pick and roll defense.
Sure.
So I would expect them. I don't know if I would expect them to win the series necessarily, but if it doesn't come down to at least 7 games and us fighting till the end, then I'll be disappointed once again. But I like our chances if we end up in that 4-5, 1-8 side of the bracket versus the Lakers and the Clippers and the Suns and I guess the Mavericks would be the one team I'm not super worried about. But the other 3 teams, I want to avoid them, and they'll all be on the other side of the bracket. So that would be pretty clutch to go on a run if we happen to win in the first round. But yeah, it's more how they play and if they like change their style versus having to win a certain amount of games or series or anything.
Man, seeding is everything. And then my next question, I was going to start with Gabe and kind of work our way down on the StreamYard here. But I'll start on the bottom, work my way up this time and go back to you, Eric. Does any of this matter? And does any team matter when we're coming out of the West? Does it matter with the Nets facing the other side if they're healthy?
Usually, I say just fight for the best seed possible and be as healthy as possible and playing as good as you can going into the playoffs, and let the matchups lie as they may. But honestly, in 2019, we got kind of lucky with the Warriors and Rockets being on the opposite side of the bracket, and we ended up playing an OKC team that, let's face it, they had some like playoff chokers on that team.
Yeah.
And then we played a Denver Nuggets team that was their first time in the playoffs with that group together, so they were really inexperienced, and it kind of showed in that series when it got into the pressure situation of a Game 7. And then we go into against the Warriors and we get blitzed. But if we would have played the Warriors in round 2, we would have probably lost 4-0 anyway. So we don't make the Western Conference Finals. So seeding does matter a little bit. Matchups do matter, and especially like the Suns. I don't know, it's tough for me because you're probably going to have to beat the Lakers if they're healthy either way. So is it best to play them in round 1, or is it best to just say, I want to avoid them so we don't lose in the first round and get an easier matchup? So I can see it both ways. A lot of people are more worried about a championship run too than like winning in the first round. Whereas some people just want to see them win a round or whatever, and that's a nice story. I'm sure you guys aren't thinking that way. So I do
Deep
think
down,
seeding matters.
I think subconsciously,
yeah.
Eric, I think subconsciously we are thinking that way. I think that's why Salty was so hot the other day.
Yeah.
Because when I read back through his text messages to me, it just reminded me of my own feelings and confirmed my own feelings, which are I was telling Gary this, we don't want this ride to end.
Yeah.
And to have it end in the first round would feel like a complete waste.
Yeah. So I'll explain my situation, because I was livid, bro. I was like on the verge, just being like, fuck the NBA. I'm done with this season, because it's just like typical Arizona sports fashion. I don't know if you guys follow them, but anytime you have a good season,
49ers fans, bro, just so you know.
Yeah, anytime any Arizona sports team gives you hope or has a great regular season or anything good happens, usually that trickles down into the ASU football or anything. They choke, right? At the most important time, they'll end up choking. And it's one of those scenarios where it's like, oh, it's a great story. Suns get the number 2 seed, but guess what? You got the number 2 seed. You're going to play the Lakers first round. And it's just so typical bullshit that happens. And it just is frustrating. You know what I'm saying? Because like your reward for having an outstanding season is you get to play the defending champions. Like, holy shit. So at that point, I told Gabe, I was like, this is optics, man. Because we're building, we have a young team and that's fine and stuff like that. I heard what Evan said about getting champion, experience playing the best team and all that other stuff. But you can't tell me that if you go have this outstanding season and then you get bounced in the first round, like 5-6 games, that doesn't leave like a fucking sour taste in your mouth and end you on a bad note. And then basically the optics from a national media standpoint is, oh, the Suns were mirages, right? They're frauds. They were this or that. They couldn't even get out of the first round. They are who we thought they were. Is frauds, and then
Arizona sports fandom, yeah.
Well, let me just say this though: your franchise player is 24 years old. You I know you guys are focused on this year, but you have a long window, and but
Chris Paul's window is pretty short, though.
Chris Paul's window is short, but James Jones seems to know what he's doing. So if he does a good job, he'll be able to kind of replace Chris Paul, hopefully long term. He's going to probably have to nail maybe a late first round pick or something like that, or maybe a free agent wants to come in. Chris Paul wanted to come to Phoenix instead of Philadelphia. That was one of the reports that I saw. So maybe it becomes a bit more of a destination in the future once Chris Paul's contract's off the books. I don't know, but you have time to figure it out. He's gonna be this good or better for 8-9 years. The problem is that the Blazers are facing is you have Damian Lillard, who right now is almost 31 years old. He turns 31 this summer. And we're just now finally apparently thinking about moving on from our head coach that he's had his whole entire career. That has caused, in my opinion, a number of our issues in the playoffs for a myriad of reasons. So it's like, okay, we go and get a new coach. It's about time to just, it's do or die time at this point for the Blazers. And it sucks that, okay, we might have to sacrifice a season going up against a Clippers team where they're a terrible matchup for us. And if we do what we've done in previous seasons, they're just going to destroy us because we'll just play into the trap. We'll ISO against elite individual defenders and we'll run drop scheme against them, right? The good thing is Stotts gets fired, but we have a 2-year, 3-year window after that. We don't have a huge long window. So that's the thing with you guys. While it would suck, and while Chris Paul is old, you got a franchise player that's 24 years old. So you do have a long window. That is kind of the advantage to your situation over ours.
How many years has Portland been in the playoffs though?
This is the eighth year in a row.
And it's been 11 for us. I mean, we're jumping off the edge that when we were 8-8, you guys.
Oh, for sure. No, I completely understand it. Just long term, you guys are looking good. That's entirely my point. Long term, I think you guys are set up pretty well.
Anybody on the chat listening, Rex Chapman just had his podcast with James Jones. I hope you guys listen to it, or somebody has on here. Oh my God, James Jones is everything to me. That man is a god. The way he talks about the game. They brought up specifically, and I didn't know this. Maybe you guys know this, when guys in the league, execs and stuff, are going down, they're watching scrimmages or practice. They say, what's this guy's number? And they refer to the salary, or he's a $4 million player. He's a $9 million player, or, whatever. They say, what's his number? You ask James Jones that question and he goes, I don't even do that. I don't even talk about that because these guys are people too, man. I don't look at anything like that. He has just a completely different view on the NBA. And I think we saw that I didn't expect Saric to come back. We saw that with the Saric deal. We saw that with Javon Carter. We saw what he values, and he values guys that are sitting there by themselves working in the gym, that are working every single day to go. We see it with Javon Carter this year. He's taken 8,000 shots a week, and we benched him because he started taking over games, and he went 1 for 8. Bench him. Since he's been back, I bet you he's hitting at least 50 to 60%. I know Gabe Von Carter keeps track of everything Javon does. Since he's been back from his benching, he's been killing it. But that's what James Jones likes. He wants guys that are going to be working tirelessly at their craft. And we don't know what's going to happen in a few years. Technically, Chris Paul can become a free agent next year. So he could either leave or he comes back on a super friendly deal because he wants to win. In 2 years, when he retires, I hate to say it, we don't know where Dame's going to want to be in 2 years. We don't know where Jokic is going to want to be in 2 years. We don't know where any of these superstars are going to want to be. Kawhi is going to be a free agent this year. He can opt out after 2 years. You know what I mean? He could want to leave and go somewhere. So, yes, it's there, but it's been 11 years, bro. So seeing us play like this over the last 11 games, or in last 5 games since our road trip started in Cleveland, is mind-boggling. And that's what's so fucking upsetting. It's a completely different team. Gabe, we haven't heard from you for a while. You doing okay over there, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you to everybody in the chat, man. I think 72 total. It's our record. Congratulations.
Like the stream.
Thank everybody,
Nice.
please.
Yeah, you guys always ask for likes for us, so we'll do it for you.
That's
like
right.
this stream, we're at 26
Please.
right now. Oh, it just went to 49 on my screen. Okay, let's get above that
there,
though.
We appreciate it. We've hit 54 likes, I think, before in one. So yeah, man, if we can do better than that, that would be dope. I want to say, I told you guys I teased you guys, and I'm sorry. We had a tribute. we have a Blazers tribute that we were going to play for you guys. But we're in the middle of producing it. Coach's computer crashed.
So my brand new Mac Tower crashed.
Well,
so
it's a Mac.
Oh,
So
do you lose it all though? That's the question.
No, we've still got. Well,
Okay.
TBD.
I've still got what the part of it that I did. But
You've got that, but I've lost all the edits and everything. I think.
So we'll definitely.
It sucks.
Let's just hope that God shines down on us and lets us play each other in the playoffs. It would be so fun, and we can show it to you guys then.
Hey, I'm taking it to my guy tomorrow, so maybe even on Thursday. You never know.
Yeah. Hopefully in the Western Conference Finals, right? Then one of our teams would be
damn straight, Eric. Well, I think we're gonna be in the 2, 3, 6, 7 bracket no matter what. I think so.
Yeah, probably.
What were you gonna say, Torey?
No, man. I'm curious. I'm extremely curious as to what you.
Oh man,
no upset today.
We don't want to tip our hats too much.
No.
But,
I know. I got a bunch of questions.
No, it's pretty. It'll be pretty cool. I think everybody's gonna be super hyped for it. But no, we just appreciate you guys putting us on. Like I don't know if you remember when we first came, you guys were gracious enough to have us on your podcast the first time. I expected, honest to God, like we might get like 1 or 2 followers from you guys if we were lucky. Because why? Like why would there be any? Why would anyone care if it's a Blazers fan at all? But we got several. I mean, I want to say close to 30. It might have been over 30. Mm-hmm. And we were at like 60 when we met you guys. Maybe less. So we've had a lot of growth, and you guys were a big part of it. So we made a tribute for you guys, but we can't wait to show it to you guys next time. But I wanted to ask both of you guys. You guys can just regale us on what you thought of DeAndre Ayton tonight, if you don't mind.
I watched too casually to really judge him. Seemed there like down the stretch, he seemed to be kind of out of it. Just like body language on the floor, he just seemed to be kind of moving around slower than I expected him to. I watched. There's 2 different ways to watch the game for me. Sometimes I'll watch intently and I'll watch things as detailed as, rotations and all that nerdy stuff. Backside rotations, help side responsibilities, yada, yada, what type of sets teams are running. And then I'll casually watch where I'm just kind of watching the ball and, not really focusing on that type of stuff. So he didn't stand out to me, but maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe that's the problem.
He's a generational talent. What are you talking about?
So
explain that, Coach.
There's a lot of, I don't know how the Portland market is on Twitter when they have Stan accounts, as a CJ Ellerby Stan account or whatever like that. No matter what, he could trip over his own vomit on the floor and he does nothing wrong. He's walking on water, right? Mm-hmm. The Ayton stands are quite ridiculous. And he's a generational talent, apparently.
Bro, you don't have to deal with mellow stands, okay? those
travel from city to city too.
I have been at war with mellow fans since the moment we signed him.
Ooh, do tell.
Torey tries to egg him on.
I mean, it's the type of thing where it's like if I bring up Melo is like a -20 in one game, they'll scream at me, "Never bring up plus minus, you moron, you idiot! Why would you bring up plus minus? It's such a bad stat." So then, like the next game, he'll be like a +15, and I won't bring it up.
But they will.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, "Why in the world are you bringing up plus minus when he's a +15? You hate Melo." It's just like you guys told me not to bring up plus minus. But for me, it's just like he's a good player when he's making shots. When he's not making shots, he doesn't really help the team. And then they'll be like, "Well, Robert Covington only had 3 points in 35 minutes tonight." And it's like, yeah, well, he plays defense. No, he doesn't. Melo, like you have some people say Carmelo Anthony is a better defender than Robert Covington. So that's just been the war all season long. It's been I would say fun, but I don't know. Sometimes I can't stand it.
Dude, somebody just said it in the chat. Coach and Torey are stand fighters. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Personally, I've had a lot of friends in my life that are mostly a fan of, all Michigan teams or all Atlanta teams and places that I lived. I've had one friend that was the biggest Iverson fan, that he could do no wrong, the biggest Kobe fan, the biggest Tom Brady fan. And it's like, bro, seriously? I really can't stand people that just root for a single player no matter what, under any circumstance. So I feel you so bad.
Yeah, it's
No
frustrating,
homo.
but yeah, we got Mellow stands and we got Stotts stands, and
There's a Stott stand,
dude. Our most of our
Stotts,
media,
Stotts.
there's like a segment of our fan base that's just like, if you ever say anything bad about Terry Stotts, they'll just personally attack you, man. So there is like a division on Blazers Twitter. I don't know if, just follow us and watch.
I follow you. Please, next time it happens, tag me.
I will tag you. It's yeah, there's like the biggest fan account is called Pinwheel Empire. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They got like 16,000 followers, and they absolutely despise our GM Neil O'Shea, and they think Stotts is great. And there's never even an argument for it. It's just you had a guy. It's stuff like, oh, if I had a 15-year-old kid saying fire Stotts on Twitter, I'd beat his ass. Like, just I don't know. I'm sure there's a number that
Wild Boys important.
That doesn't make any sense,
dude. It's like a war for no reason.
It's all
Stotts.
results based, so like it's never any like analysis of what he's doing defensively. It's just like, well, they play good defense when they have players that are good defenders. So what do you expect out of him as a coach? It's like, well, I expect him to change his schemes if his personnel doesn't match his defense or whatever. Or like a Nick Nurse or a Monty Williams, I feel like if they were 29th in defense, they wouldn't keep running the same defense every game, hoping that someday it'll just magically turn into a good defense and something will happen. And you can't have the same game plan against every freaking team, and every like ball handler on each team needs to be guarded a different way. And even with it throughout the game, you need to change how you do that so they don't become predictable and they don't know. Like Devin Booker comes off a screen against the Blazers. He knows before he even curls off that screen what our defense is going to be like and what kind of open shot he's about to hit. And he's like, okay, all I have to do is take one dribble and it's a wide open 15-footer or whatever. And like stuff like that is just so terrible. But there'll be like, look at the roster he's had. He got 50 wins with that roster. I'm like, yeah, because he's got freaking Damian Lillard. It's like so stupid.
Now that's a guy when he runs, he goes fast.
Yeah.
So Torey, you were saying Ayton seems like he's been you didn't notice him. He wasn't popping.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as Iverson Vlogs points out, the last 2 games he's combined for 14 and 14. That's why he wasn't popping. That's why you weren't noticing him, because he's hiding. He is in hiding. And so what were you saying, Salty, your nickname for Ayton is now?
The big bust.
The big bust. My name for him is the fake 7-footer.
Yep.
Because he is literally in every way, shape, and form a fake 7-footer. He claims he's 7 feet. That's a lie. He's only 6'10", 6'11", and they're accurately listing him like that. When he claimed to 2K, I have video of it, that he was 7'1", fake 7-footer, and he plays like a fake 7-footer, bro. He plays like a fake 7. He plays like he tells people he's 7'1", but in reality he's 6'10", and he knows it, and he doesn't want. You should have seen him against Drummond 2 nights ago. Wouldn't go near him. Like he was a junior high bully. So it's getting bad, man. It's getting really bad.
My whole thing with him, he just got to defend well and be bought in defensively and communicate. You know, you want your center to be communicating defensively. And that's kind of like an end of the floor where I saw him kind of falling asleep there late in the game. I don't know. You guys have like good offensive personnel. So he's supposed to be more than just a defensive big that finishes. But at least be that. It would just be my standard. You know, he's 4 for 5 today, 8 points. You know, I don't know. It's like you don't necessarily have. If I'm a Suns fan, I'm thinking you don't necessarily have to be a scorer. Just finish when your guards set you up. You got Chris Paul. You got Devin Booker. You don't necessarily need DeAndre Ayton to take over games. Just be a consistent linchpin defensively. Give consistent effort. Set the tone that way and communicate defensively. And I felt like he kind of was lackadaisical on that end. So if he's not doing that, then he's a problem. And I agree with you guys on that.
Did you notice him at all tonight, Eric?
Before I answer that, let me just I want to go back to you guys are super entertaining, and I know you were saying like that you were surprised that a bunch of Blazer fans are watching you, or that you got so many followers from them. But I think that's a true testament to your guys' show, and it's really like you don't even have to like the Suns, but just like your passion like bleeds through the screen, and it's really awesome. It's kind of how Torey and I felt like we wanted to have our show when we started. So just keep at it, man. And
thank you.
All the people are in here right now. It might not be that many, but these are your OGs. And you'll always remember these guys being there from the beginning. And when you guys blow up, which you will, you can always remember the guys like Burner and Roy and those kind of guys who have been here. But
we'll kick Burner to the curb as soon as we hit 1K. We won't even know who he is. Burner won't even join the damn Discord. Like, he's our most active. Like, literally, my friend's first name Gary told me yesterday. He's like, dude, I was reading back through he's like, Burner's actually hilarious. I was like, I know, dude. He could be a stand-up comedian, but he won't join our Discord. So we're gonna be done with him as soon as we hit 1K. But go ahead, Eric.
Thank you for the kind words, man. That means a lot.
Seriously. Thank you.
But yeah, just like, I mean, I'll have not even watched a Suns game, but I see you guys come on, and it's like it feels like you're just hanging out with your friends, and that's I think that's like the best kind of shows, and I'll take this kind of thing over any kind of like broadcast coverage, because those get really boring and sugar coated and all that kind of stuff.
Watered down.
But that's the same thing with your guys. I'm always hanging out in there because I just like the show. Man.
Our community, our community is really good, and I don't even know how we got such a good community.
So
it wasn't even like
they're so good that we're getting some of it. Like, you're like, and what I mean by so good is like Blazers fans love basketball in a way that I think Suns fans have fallen out of love, because it's like, what, we haven't had anything to love in a decade, but y'all have had something to really love. Like, you guys are like the Colts when they had Peyton. It's like they weren't necessarily winning every Super Bowl, but they were in it, and their fans went nuts for the Colts. Like, it just reminds me, like, you guys have so many people that love basketball and love your team because you're winners perennially. It's like, we don't have that. The Suns just don't have, like, you look at the biggest Suns podcast, it'd probably be Suns Jam, right? They're really big. They're doing really good, but they get like 1,000 to 2,000 views per. You guys, it's just like stupid.
Your draft, or not draft, the trade deadline one.
Those, we have 3 big streams a year. It's trade deadline, it's free agency, and it's the draft. The first
we got lucky with the Robert Covington one, and then the Robert Covington trade blew up. Yeah.
So at this point, when we do like a draft stream or first day of free agency stream, I mean, like the last 3 we've done, I'm expecting like peak concurrent viewership of 1,500.
Crazy.
Because not many people are like streaming that with like the graphical stuff that I put into it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So that's why I do it, because I feel like people come in and they want to stay. And me and Eric nerd out on the draft and the CBA, so we can kind of explain what's going on at the trade deadline, and we can talk about prospects. So yeah, those are just a different beast. It's like, that's 9 out of 10 people in chat are people I've never seen before. So those are fun though. If we'll have to.
What's that like? What's that like? You and Salty and Eric, like, you guys have been doing it. Me and Coach are pretty new to podcasting. So, like, when it's that many concurrent viewers, do you get a little, like, heart sped up the way you did when you were new?
I'll let Eric answer that first.
Not that it's never going to happen to us. I'm just wondering out of curiosity.
I thought you were gonna say boner real quick, but you didn't go there. Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead.
At first, when we, like, obviously the first few times, like, our viewers blew up, it was kind of nerve-wracking, but honestly, like, the last few big ones, it's like, if you don't even look at the number of watching, I mean, chat's impossible to keep up with. But other than that, like, I like to try and keep up and interact with chat as much as possible. So that makes it really hard to do.
At that
but
point, it's probably just like
it's just
throw
like
it out.
I can read a couple of random ones every once in a while, but I think overall, as long as it's not like you're in front of an audience and seeing all 1,000 people.
I couldn't imagine.
If you just kind of ignore the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, seeing how many people are watching, I don't think it really matters too much. But yeah, obviously it's like, oh my god, there's so many people watching right now.
Yeah.
I mean, have you guys seen my community posts it all the time, the clip of me ranting about us signing Derrick Jones Jr.? Have you guys ever seen that clip?
I'll definitely look it up.
That clip was when there's 1,500 people watching, and I kind of freaked out. Obviously, I'm not holding back. It's a funny clip looking back, but me and Eric were both mad. Like, we're gonna stream how we're gonna stream, no matter how many people are watching. It's easier when you have a bunch of people in chat that you're really comfortable with and like cool with, and that you know, basically. So that's the thing, is like with the community we're super comfortable with the community, so we could have 1,500 people watching. And it's like we feel like the support, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people out there that do not like us, that do not like me or Eric, and it's mostly due to our opinions, and we get trash for it. It's like it's nothing when you have like a strong community that's supportive.
Facts. Yep. I'm in the gaming side, so like we get like 300 or whatever. I've never done 1,500, so I don't know what that's like. But like if you grow a strong community and you have good mods, it works itself out. You got some trolls, they'll get weeded out, but then the community polices itself and welcomes new people in and stuff. And I don't know, like in the beginning, like where we're at right now and stuff, you pay attention to the numbers, but at a certain point you're just kind of just doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like the numbers will go up or down. You're keeping it steady with the content, no matter how many people are there. Because I remember when we were doing this, our first stream, Gabe, like how many people were in the chat? Like 2, 1?
Wow. How many
sock accounts were there?
How many sock accounts do we have between the two of us? Basically, I'll put it this way. Anytime there was more than 6 people, let's say like anytime there was more than like 10 or 11,
It was slapping.
like, oh boy, 11 people. That means 4 of them are real,
But that threshold will go from 10 to 100 to maybe 1,000. You know what I mean? What 10 used to feel like for us would feel like 1,000. Because during when things got shut down, we kept streaming last year, but we were only getting 15, 20 viewers a stream. We didn't even know what to talk about. We just wanted to stream a little bit. So like we were getting like 100 people stream, then went down to 20, and it was, I don't know, like we did it because we loved it. It was just like, man, nobody even wants to watch us, but at the same time, the world's going crazy. So it was kind of nice to like step back in terms of viewership when that all went down. And then this year just been popping.
That's the one thing about the Melo signing that we got kind of lucky with, because the Blazers were coming off of Western Conference Finals, and unfortunately we hadn't started, or Torey hadn't started the channel yet. He was working for another channel that was doing like highlights and some videos that Torey was doing, but it wasn't like what he wanted to really be doing. And so we started the next season following a Western Conference Finals appearance, and then all of a sudden we're like 8 games below 500 most of the year and just kind of dragging around. We don't have a lot of guys due to injuries. And then we signed Melo, and it kind of gave us a little boost in the viewership department.
For better or worse.
Which I think now we're established enough to where it won't matter too much once he's off the team. But that kind of helped us. But then the shutdown was just brutal. I think that was that way for like all sports though. But one thing we do get, we have Torey and I we're not purposely trying to be negative. But like a lot of people will watch us and be like, what the heck? We beat the Rockets last night. You're complaining.
It's different because you guys are a winning perennial franchise, right? Like for us, being salty and coming on here and ripping DA for not having any goddamn testosterone. Like, that's kind of a given. But for you guys, it's like, why are these dudes complaining when we win and it's game time? You know, like, I can see that.
We have that in common for sure, because we're still small, but like we have 10 people in the chat, and we get off a win and I rip the DA to shreds. I felt weird doing it, but I was like, I have to do it. I mean, that's how I feel about it. And that's what's different, because you go to these media types or the people that are like within the organizations, you know how it's like radios, right? They have partnerships and stuff like that. They can't say certain things, right? They have standards and like whatever things that they have to say about the team. They have to keep it a certain way. Like, that's why we started this podcast, because we don't do that. Like, if we feel like we're gonna if we want to say something, we say it, and it will piss some people off, but people see like the genuine nature of those kind of takes, you know. So
the cool thing for us is that the Suns would never have anything to do with the three of us anyways. So it's like,
right.
I've had multiple media members be like, you're not going to make it in our industry going that way. It's like, I don't want to be in your industry.
Exactly.
You guys
we're fine doing our own thing.
Absolutely, man. Like, there is no gatekeeper. You guys prove that. Like, haven't you guys been acknowledged by the Portland Trailblazers organization?
Now, organization, no.
Who acknowledged you, and did it make you swell up a little bit?
Who acknowledged us? I mean, the media knows us at this point, and we've always been looked at as the fire starts movement. We've beefed with some media members that have blocked us, and then became like critical of Stotts, and now follow us again. So
yeah,
that's already happened to me, man. That's already happened to me.
I just wanted to say, Darth was saying Suns Jam is Fox Media. He says whatever the fuck he wants. Darth definitely says whatever the fuck he wants. I respect the hell out of that podcast, man. The more I watch them, I'm like, damn, like, they really do not hold back. Like, I don't feel like they hold back very much at all. And they don't have to, you know?
You may be talking about the guy who does our post-game show on TV, went on like a Mavs podcast and just trashed us.
Oh, shit.
Really?
Yep.
But still,
That's
to
crazy.
hear your name get brought up, I'm sure it was.
No, he refuses to say our name. That's how disrespectful it is.
That's not disrespectful.
YouTube guys,
that's
they
on
think they played
purpose.
in college. Yada
Oh,
yada.
shit.
You know?
He doesn't want to say your name because he doesn't want people to hear your name, because when they hear your name, they'll go watch you, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I should be watching these guys." He that is a
He's
form
afraid.
of
He's
respect.
afraid.
He's scared.
He's afraid.
Here's
Yeah.
the
That
thing
is.
Go ahead, Eric.
I was going to say that is a huge reason why these media people are so rude to us and call us names and stuff, is because they feel threatened by us. And
Yeah, they had to go get their degrees. They had to wait in line. They had to like do whatever they had to do to get that job. I'm sure it was very difficult to get that job. And here you guys just come in with personality and knowledge, and
Just a compliment hearing you say we have.
and then they have to get questioned daily, like, wait a minute, you're saying Stotts is good, but they pointed out like 20 reasons why he sucks. Like, why aren't you mentioning any of those things? Or why aren't you being an analyst and doing that stuff? So I love
here's
that.
the thing, though, is some people just want the watered down, cookie cutter, positive stuff, and I don't judge them.
Yeah.
I'm literally like, go watch the post game show. If that's what you're into, that's what you're into. We're probably not the best stop for you, because we try and tell it how it is and are like more analytical. And I understand that some people, that's not exactly the type of coverage they want. It's the type of coverage I always wanted, and we never had it. So it's just like, I'm perfectly fine filling my niche, trying to grow, obviously, because I'd love to, become the biggest platform covering the team and all that, obviously. But it's also just like, I can't be too upset if somebody wants positivity with their coverage and therefore doesn't like us. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, because we definitely fill a niche.
dude, you guys are killing it.
But we have people say like you can't do anything if you're negative and stuff, or they think we're purposely being negative just to be different or whatever. And that's not the case. Like, Torey and I just say what we want. We watch a game and we come on and we say like what we watch and how we watch it, and we both watch it from a mindset of if I'm on a team, probably know this, Gabe, and you from coaching, Evan. I don't know Salty's like sports experience back in the day, but
Salty blew out his knee, but they wanted him for the dream team.
Okay.
But his knee,
he's full of shit. He's full of shit.
But like every loss that I've ever had sticks with me, but like the wins, I just but I constantly want to get better. Like if I beat a team, like I'm still thinking of ways I can improve myself. And that's how we approach watching the team and stuff like that. And people can't understand like how you can not just be happy they won a game.
There's a reason why their fans and coaches are on the seat and you guys are doing what they do, because fans can't see that way.
Yeah. And so we just try to be like, well, if I was playing in this game, I wouldn't be happy that we gave up 129 points to the Houston Rockets G League squad, like like that wouldn't make me feel good, even though we won the game. Like I always think about it in that way. Like if the coaching staff and the players aren't thinking the same things we're thinking, then they're never going to win a championship or get to that level. And if you're going to be an elite team and a good team like the Suns, if they want to take the step to become a champion, they better be looking not only ways to improve like tonight, but like the games they won earlier in the season, even when they were playing well, from that 8-8 point to now where they're struggling a little bit. If they weren't trying to improve that whole season up until this point, then they're not going to achieve once the time comes. So, people get on our case for always being negative, but it's not negative. It's just like I'm always trying to think critical about it, and some people don't like that. But
you liked my tweet today where I said I said people are getting on me about Devin Booker not playing defense, like I'm the one sitting there getting threes jacked in my face.
How dare you point that out?
That's it. That's it right there.
Because if Devin Booker's not sitting there saying like I need to pick it up on defense, I need to be better. If he's just like, what do you want from me? We're like, 60-15 or whatever your record is, like if he's just like complacent with it, then he's never going to get better on defense. But I have a feeling he's wanting to get better, and it's not a matter of it. So you pointing it out, it doesn't matter like in the scheme of things, but like you're just being honest and saying he needs to get to that next step, or he's not going to lead this team.
You know what I think the psychology might be of it is, Eric, is like, I think there's a small part of people's brains that really think that Devin Booker is going to see them having his back against Coach on Twitter.
That's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're like,
there's always
they're white knighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if Booker is like tagged and you're like at D Book, you're gonna get somebody in there that's like, how dare you say that about him?
Yeah, that happens at the
and it's like this like sad hope that like, Booker's gonna see that tonight when he's banging Kendall from behind and he'll think of me. Like, no, he won't.
Oh man,
he really won't.
I think part of it might just be people feel like they're being better fans if they're just purely supportive, so it's almost like I think you're a bad fan if you criticize and if you're not just all out supporting Devin Booker. But it's like, you guys are huge Devin Booker fans. I hate it when people make it out to, if you like criticize a player, you hate him. You know what I mean? It's like, you guys are the biggest Booker fans I know. I know you guys love Devin Booker. So criticizing him is just, you guys want to see him be the best version.
We're shocked and angry when he plays like shit. We're like, what is this? This isn't Booker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's a league where you need your MVPs to show up. You need your all-stars to show up 9 out of 10 games. So I think Salty said it best. I think, God, it might have been January, and it stuck with me this whole time when he was like, God forbid we want our all-star players to live up to their potential.
An article just came out about Dame saying that he often texts his personal trainer, and even in games he dominates and has 50 points or whatever, his trainer will say NGE back to him, which means not good enough. And so Dame's like, what the heck? Like, I just scored 50 points or whatever. But like, what did you do on defense? Like, you were lazy on defense, these plays and stuff. It's not good enough if you want to if you want to be the best. And so to me, if Devin Booker read your tweet today and Devin Booker wants to be a MVP level player or a star player in this league, which he obviously is on his way to doing, he would read that and agree with you that he needs to be better. He wouldn't look at it and be like, "Oh man, coach made fun of me on Twitter.
Coach doesn't
I'm going to
support me."
show him.
Block.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'll never go on that podcast. He's like, who? The what? The Valley what cast? Like, I don't even.
yeah,
Kendall,
I'd want to roll.
Kendall, get off me.
No.
If my stars on my team are reading Twitter and like going home crying that someone made fun of them on Twitter, then they're not going to be good enough to win a championship.
Y'all got
they're
so
never
many
gonna get
more
to that place.
issues.
Yeah, so I'm fine with like calling out people who are like, "F this person, he's a dick" or whatever. Like if it's personal like that, of course. But like if it's purely about something he's not doing well on the court, like I think an elite player would want to agree with you and want to get better at that too. So I don't see any problem with being like telling the truth on it. It's almost like you can't even say the truth. You have to lie to do that, and that's what all the media does. But the cool thing about being on YouTube is anyone from around the world can watch you. Whereas like the local post-game show, it's really hard to see that from like Europe or Asia or whatever. So we get a lot of fans from lots of countries from all over the world, and it's really cool to be able to just connect with them really easily.
Isn't it funny how these leagues and these markets actually shrunk their own markets with putting that in place? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like you being in market versus being out market. Like technically here in Utah, I'm in Salt Lake City, right? Mm-hmm. I am in market for Major League Baseball for the Rockies and the Diamondbacks, but nowhere here can I actually get like Fox Sports 1 for Diamondbacks or like Bally Sports or things like that. They're actually shrinking their own market, and they're not letting everybody, get the non-blackout stuff all around the world. They're actually doing a detriment to themselves. Whereas guys like you, us, we can actually grow and continue to grow. So that was just an interesting thing. Hey, you guys, type C in the chat if you think I should go get another beer, because I am already two gone. So talk me out of it or talk me into it, chat. See if I should get a beer.
You guys probably own the Bosnia market due to the Bosnian beast.
I don't know if we have many Bosnian.
Yeah, I haven't seen many, but that dude's been playing good lately.
Dude, okay.
God damn, I gotta get another beer.
I don't want to ruin the surprise. I just want to say I've spent a lot of time lately researching the Blazers. Mm-hmm. I've been watching a lot of Blazers film lately. Can I talk to you while he's gone about Sir Keljin Blevins?
Oh my! No. What is there to talk about? How he missed a wide open dunk yesterday?
I didn't see that specifically, but I
thought a chance for his first NBA dunk.
Did he? Oh,
yeah,
I just missed it.
It doesn't surprise me. So when I've seen y'all's chat, I thought Keljin Blevins was like
good,
like Langston, like not as good as Langston Galloway, but just a situation maybe like Etuan Moore, like somebody maybe more likable, just somebody who's real likable, and you're like, man, I can't sticks, like why can't we ever play Jalen Smith? It's like I get the impression from your chat, but I understand now that it's just satire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Satirical.
Okay. Because I watched a lot of him, and I'm not saying anything you don't know. Okay. This guy, I've never seen someone so plainly out of their depths.
Yeah.
Do you
it's all in garbage time too.
Do you realize that he's Damian Lillard's cousin?
Yes, I do. I totally know that, and I thought, okay, well, so I didn't know that this was truly a Zoran Dragic, Goran Dragic situation. But I think Zoran would hoop Keldon until he was dead, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching players from other teams rip the ball away from Keldon and then give him a look like, bitch, you don't belong here. Like they resent him. Like I openly resent him. He is terrible. So do you guys think Dame had more to do with that than just like do you think he had something actively to do with that? Like, hey, could you guys do my boy a favor here and get him on the team?
That's the only legitimate explanation there is.
Or did they do it preemptively to make him happy? Because we did that with Zoran. We signed Zoran because we brought in Isaiah Thomas and Bledsoe, and we were like, hey, sorry, we cramped your position, Goran. We'll bring in your retarded brother, and was it that?
He was in our summer league a couple years ago on the team.
He was on the NAZ Suns.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
But,
averaging like 3 a game, shooting like 20% from the field. Yeah.
I think Portland is one of only 2 teams that does not have a G League team, and I know the G League season was just like a small bubble. Yeah, you don't have one either?
Nope, not anymore. We sold ours because our owner's awesome.
And it's weird because last year I thought they were starting to figure it out. We had Moses Brown, who's actually playing fairly well for OKC this year.
UCLA product.
And we also had Jalen Horde, who was kind of a promising wing on 2 ways. So we thought maybe they were starting to figure out the 2 ways because they kind of wasted those spots in the past and not really put much effort into G League since they didn't have a team. And then all of a sudden they signed this guy, Keldon Blevins. And it's like, what? Let me read you his G League stats from the season before. This guy got signed averaging 4.3 points per game in the G League and shooting 26.7% from 3 and 40% overall. This dude got signed to a contract.
It makes me wish I was Damian Lillard's cousin.
Yeah.
Dude.
And it came out that Dame had dealt with like a lot of people close to him dying. So I think maybe because he had already signed an extension. So you think like maybe they're trying to keep him in town, but like he's already signed for 6 more years when they signed him. So like, why do you need to like please him that much to sign like the worst player in the NBA? But then it came out about Damian's like personal life and dealing with a lot of trauma. And in this COVID season, I think they just wanted to bring in someone that they could trust not to be stupid.
That's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
and like
the only thing that Damian Lillard had a gun in his mouth and was so depressed over all the terrible things that had happened that they calmed him down by because Blevins is that bad. He's that bad.
Yeah, that wasn't the name that I thought you were going to bring up when you said you wanted to talk about the Blazers and you were doing the research. I was like excited, and then you said his name. I was like, oh.
So okay, God. Well, I will say this: Nurkic is so much better than I realized. I've
been saying that.
Love that dude now.
Been saying that.
I love him.
He's a killer.
So real quick, shout out to Salty. His kid woke up, so that's where he dipped out to.
Gotcha.
I was wondering what happened.
So he wanted to say thank you guys for coming on, though. He just texted to me.
Thanks for having us.
Nurkic, so nice. I mean, where do I start? It's like he's so much better than Ayton. It should be illegal. You know?
Yeah. Well, I never finished my Ayton thing earlier. So I didn't. Unfortunately, I don't have it league pass, so I was stuck watching the Lakers-Knicks. I didn't get to watch the Suns game tonight, but I watched the game against the Lakers the other night, and here we are. Ayton's done nothing pretty much the whole game, right? And then he gets the ball in the post, and he looks like Hakeem freaking Olajuwon. He has this like spin move, reverse lay-in thing, and like he looks like he could absolutely do that every time and just dominate and abuse anyone in the low post. And then he gets the ball in the post the next time, just kind of like, what am I going to do? And he like turns around and shoots like a stupid fadeaway shot. Yeah, it's like, I just think some players just don't have it. And
what does he average? Do you guys know off the top of your head? What are his averages?
I can look him up right now.
Nurkic.
He is Nurkic.
I'm talking about Ayton, though.
Oh, you're talking about Ayton. Yeah, that'll get
and then we're going to segue back to Nurkic.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Nurk.
No.
No.
You're exactly right.
Nurk is a polished vet and a player. Like, the dude is just good and has a feel to the game.
Yeah. So I want to contrast. So yeah, Eric.
But yeah, so like, I'm just watching the game thinking like, man, does this guy just not like?
Dude.
Sometimes you just don't have the right mindset, and he can still be a great player, but it's going to be more like a role player in my mind. And some games he'll blow up, some games he won't show up, and it's just something you're going to have to live with. But I don't feel like he's got the passing skills to really be a dominant post guy, because I feel like in today's NBA, you have to be a decent passer out of the post too once you start getting double teamed and stuff. I just don't think he has that mindset to dominate. But Nurk, on the other hand, is all about passing, and he uses his passing to set up other things. And this is a guy who had supplanted CJ McCollum as our second best player in 2019, and then unfortunately breaks his leg and has missed a lot of the last 2 years due to health. But he was absolutely becoming a dominant force and one of the better centers in the league at that time. And he's had some issues with getting back in shape and stuff like that. But you can see now those flashes coming back of how he was playing before he got hurt. And it's really exciting because he's an absolute game changer for an offense that's normally pretty stagnant to have a big that can pass that well.
Yeah. Gabe, I want to know, like, what were your thoughts of him as a player, like, kind of earlier this year, and then now that you've done your research, like, how was your opinion on
how did it change?
Yeah, because I'm curious what a NBA fan who doesn't really pay attention to the Blazers thinks.
Exactly, that's what it was. It was just I was just blind to how good he really is because I don't watch a lot of his plays.
Mm-hmm.
It was I just assumed that he was a lesser version of Jokic.
He still is probably.
Yeah, he still is. But I mean, Jokic is.
But like,
right
okay.
now MVP.
So I thought like Jokic was here, Nurkic was like here, and Ayton was like here, and now I think it's like Jokic, Nurkic, right. It's so weird to say these names back to back, right underneath him, and then Ayton is like fucking.
Yeah.
Floor level, bro.
Here's the thing with Nurkic, man, is like his impact just goes well beyond the stats he puts up. Like we move the ball so much better with him as the center. Like I think under the right coach, he could average 5-6 assists a game next year. His passing is absolutely legitimate. And right now he was hurt and comes back from injury on a minutes restriction. He's only played 24 minutes a game. But he's averaging 3.5 assists in 24 minutes. He should be averaging 5-6 next year. Like that is kind of my hope. If we get rid of Stutz, we bring in a coach that kind of does some of the things that Steve Kerr does in Golden State, and Nurkic can kind of be our Draymond. Obviously, he's not going to bring the ball up like Draymond or maybe drive like Draymond, but I think a lot of the passes that Draymond would kind of set up with Clay off the ball and Steph moving off the ball. I think we could do that with like Nurkic, Dame, McCollum. I just want to see what that looks like. But
I'm shocked he doesn't get more love around the league. Like he doesn't get talked about. Was it just because he was hurt this year?
Yeah, I think it's that. So. But then also he's not the flashiest player. You know what I mean?
He's got a really good looking he's got a great handle on the ball, and like his layups just look like he has great touch.
Yeah.
Around
that's
the rim.
been actually finishing has been one of his problems.
Really?
He gets and then
I was watching.
He's inconsistent. I would say he's an inconsistent finisher. From 0 to 3, like he's generally been around 60 to 65%. Normally you'd want your center a little higher, but this year he was struggling a bit, but it's getting better.
And before he got hurt, he had a game where he had a 20-20 5x5 game, and he's the only person to ever do that. And he was just playing insane and dominating games. And he came back in the bubble. He was supposed to come back the game after the postponement happened, which kind of sucked. But you could tell he was not, he hadn't played in over a year, so it just wasn't the same. And then flash forward to training camp this year in a shortened offseason, he actually had some issues in Bosnia he had to attend to and was late coming back to training camp. And then we had a COVID situation with some of the assistant coaches and one of the players. And so they had to cancel the first day or two of training camp. So he was completely out of shape at the beginning of the season and just like lumbering up and down the court. And now you can see him. He had, thankfully, his injury this time was a wrist issue or a thumb or whatever it was. So like he was able to run and condition during that. So we're seeing him like finally be back in shape, and you can see the difference. And one thing I noticed last night, which is something you mentioned with Ayton earlier that I don't see him doing, and that's being the general on defense. And I don't know how much you paid attention to that kind of stuff, like when you had Tyson Chandler on the Suns. But because like overall your team wasn't that good, but that's a guy who went to Dallas and completely transformed their defense because of his communication skills and the way he like would talk and let everyone know from the back of your defense how to go. And I said, I'm not sure how he did that with Phoenix.
He did
particularly.
He didn't.
But like he obviously didn't have players around him very much either, right? Yeah, like kind of like the Kevin Garnett factor in Boston too. Like Boston was like terrible defensively, and then you get Kevin Garnett back there, who's obviously a great defender, but just the way he like commands everyone on the defense, it's almost like having a point guard on offense as your defensive stopper. And Nurk last night in particular, I had the privilege of actually going to a game for the first time this year.
Nice,
and,
congrats.
I watched Nurk several times. The Blazers had this like horrible game plan, but he would run from the opposite side of the court, grab like Dame or CJ and tell him to go guard someone else, and he would switch off to like on Kelly Olynyk, who the guards had gotten mismatched on and was about to get posted up. And it's like little stuff like that I don't see Ayton doing versus a guy who truly understands defense and can take that defense to a next level. If you don't have that in your big man, who's usually in the center of the court, in the paint, focusing on everyone around him and yelling out screens and stuff like that, it's really hard to have like an elite defense if your center isn't like that.
It's for us, it's CP3 that probably does all of that.
Right.
He's
but
he's
on ball a lot, so he can't see behind him.
Yeah, exactly. Apples was asking Coach and I if Ayton has a 3, he hasn't paid attention.
I think he has like 3 or 4 on the season.
But as far as like having a jumper and being able to shoot the 3, I don't know if we're ever going to find out because he is terrified. He's terrified. Like, he basically treats the 3-point line the exact same way that Tyson Chandler treats the 3-point line. Like it doesn't exist. Like me standing at the 3-point line, don't worry about it. I'm not pulling. And everyone knows. And the center plays off past the free throw line. And Ayton doesn't even turn his hips and look at the rim because he doesn't want to see the rim. He doesn't want to see that he's open. He doesn't want to be tempted to take a 3 because that could lead to failure. And he's terrified of failing. So he would rather treat the ball, just like Dragon Bender, as if it were a hot potato and immediately throw that ball to the nearest guard and act like he didn't know goddamn well he was 100% open for the 3. I'm sorry, I've been holding that in for a long time. That's basic. Am I wrong, Coach? Is that not exactly the psychology?
Yeah, and last time he took one and like that, and it completely bricked when it was at a crucial part of the game. Monty pulled him, and that was before the All-Star break, so he hasn't done that since. He took a couple threes, one against the Hawks when we were down like 28 or something stupid, and then he took one against a blowout against another team. But no, he doesn't do that. But Roy just asked a question. I'm curious about you guys. I'll give this one to Torey. Would you trade CJ for a legit power forward, or would you trade CJ in general for another upgrade?
It has to be the right one. You know, we have a lot of Blazer fans that trade CJ for Aaron Gordon, and we're just like, no, Aaron Gordon's so overrated, right? So there's fans that are just like, trade him for whatever you can get. For me, I want to see us run better ball movement and a better motion offense with Dame and CJ in the back.
Probably like to see a new coach before you see
I want to see
CJ.
I
That's
think like
so fair.
CJ and Dame, there's no reason they can't be average defensively. Like, CJ's undersized, but the NBA is going smaller anyway, and it's not like, Contavious Caldwell Pope or a number of other shooting guards in the league are going to really take advantage of CJ because he's 6'3" instead of 6'5". You know what I mean? So CJ's
You can
actually
hide him a little bit.
Yeah, but CJ's actually been like only slightly below average this year. Before that, he was terrible. Dame last season, I think, was only slightly below average. This season, Dame's been pretty terrible. But we've seen stretches where like they're kind of good, or not necessarily good, but they're okay defensively. I don't think it's a situation where playing those two guys together is guaranteed to give you a bad defense or is stopping you from playing a good defense. I think they can be average. You put 3 good defenders alongside them. I think you can have a top like 7-8 defense, and offensively, obviously, they're great offensive backcourt. So I kind of just want to see what CJ looks like under a different coach, just to kind of see what the ceiling is, because I feel like we haven't found it with who we have as the coach. But if somebody like Chris Middleton becomes available, Chris Middleton's always kind of been my dream trade for CJ. Maybe
that could work. They're about the same level of greatness.
Mm-hmm.
And if the Bucks lose in the first or second round,
Yeah, if the Bucks bow out in the playoffs and they think, oh, we need a perimeter scorer who we can give the ball to at the end of games, because for as great as Giannis is, he's not really the guy you give the ball to at the end of games, will take over from the perimeter off the dribble, then maybe they want a guy like CJ who has that skill set. Chris Middleton kind of doesn't, but like it's not an issue for us. We got Damian Lillard, arguably a most clutch player in the league right now.
Who you would have to think if that played out? You'd have Eric Bledsoe to thank, because their need for a guard that can score comes from the fact that they gave up on Malcolm Brogdon and they picked Eric Bledsoe. So you're welcome.
That was bad.
Brogdon would have been perfect, because they need a guy that can.
Drew Holiday, CJ, and Giannis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's the thing, is they have enough good defenders that CJ probably isn't going to cause their defense to decline.
That's a huge team.
Yeah. So that's kind of my dream trade. For us, we have Norman Powell, a free agent this year, and he's a bit more of a 2 than a 3. So if it becomes a situation where he wants to start at the 2, or I don't know, his free agency makes things complex because he is almost as good as CJ. He's a better defender. He's a little bit more efficient, and he's been on a tear for us recently. So it's like, I would definitely explore trading CJ. As much as I want to see CJ and Dame under a new coach, I think you have to explore it, because you got Norman Powell as a free agent. You want to bring him back. He makes more sense at the 2 than the 3. So if you get a Middleton to play the 3, who's 3 inches taller, 4 inches taller than CJ, I think it works out.
Why does Norman Powell, do you think he's more of a 2? Because I think of him from my research that was done right after my Kelvin Blevins research. I found his playmaking to be sneaky good.
Yeah.
Or is that just highlights? I didn't think he was as good or willing of a passer. I thought he was more of a score-only type of dude.
I don't know. It's hard to say. How would you explain it? Eric, I'll let Eric tackle that one.
There's guys who can get to the rim, and then occasionally they'll do like a nice dump off pass for the big, and he'll dunk it or whatever.
Or hit someone in the corner.
He surprised me because he's done that several times. I just don't think. I think usually he gets to the rim and finishes so well that it's a better shot for him to just shoot it versus dump it off. But he's definitely getting some chemistry with Nurkic, and they have like a nice little passing game going on. They've been working off each other really well. But the main reason why he's a 2, in my opinion, is because even though he's long at 6'11" wingspan, he's really only 6'3" height wise. So you get a little better defensively if you put him at the 2 versus putting all
Norman Powell's only 6'3".
Yeah,
he's 6'3".
Jesus.
It doesn't do him justice because he has an 8'7" standing reach because his wingspan's so long.
Okay.
So I like to look at standing reach as much or more than I just look at height, because you think about it, if you're contesting a shot or you're grabbing a rebound, you're not doing it with the top of your head. You're doing it with your hand. You're doing it with your arms out reach. You know what I mean? So standing reach matters more.
Do you think is he not good enough for you guys to trade Middleton for him?
Well, he's a free agent.
He's a free agent, so
But
it would have to be.
If you had him, do you think you could work that?
No,
Or?
because the only reason I see Milwaukee trading Middleton is to get like a better perimeter scorer of a similar caliber that they can kind of give the ball to at the end of games. And Norman Powell's good, but he's not like CJ with the ball in his hands, making plays at the end of games. CJ got us to the Western Conference Finals back in 2019. Game 7 against Denver. Everybody's cold. The final score, both teams didn't even score 100 points, but CJ has 37 and brings us back from 17 down, just isolating and just hitting shot after shot after shot. So I think the Bucks might want that type of guy because like Giannis isn't like Dame where Giannis can take over games at the end of, or you can't take things over at the end of games quite like a Damian Lillard or a Harden or whatnot.
Would CJ be better if Dame wasn't playing? If he had the ball more in his hands, would he be more of a premier scorer, like a Bradley Beal?
Eric, do you know his averages playing without Dame?
I want to say they're like something like 28 and 6 or 7 assists.
So he'd be like Bradley Beal.
Yeah,
close to it.
That's exactly what I thought it would be.
Yeah, let's just say if he was on Orlando, he would have been an all-star. Like if he doesn't get hurt this year. I mean, he might have been an all-star if he didn't get hurt.
For CJ. Book for CJ. Who says no?
Oh, well, Phoenix said no.
Phoenix? You guys say no. I'll say hell yeah.
I would 1,000% do that. Yeah.
Now the question is CJ and Nurkic for Booker and Ayton. That's a little bit more.
Now you're talking my language.
I'm probably
anything to get rid. I'll trade Booker to get rid of Ayton.
Oh wow! Yikes.
No.
No, I would want like.
I didn't think you'd go there.
Yeah, no, nothing else works as well. Nothing else.
Give me some picks and definitely not Enes Kanter.
Yeah, just give me Mikal Bridges and I'm happy.
Here's my thing with CJ. I feel like he could be like a 10 assist guy if he had that mindset. So like he can break down anyone off the dribble. But it's always hunting his own shot. But he gets to that elbow area and he can pull up even if there's two guys or he draws the attention of the defense. But there's so many times where he does that and someone could be wide open. And if you had a coach preaching ball movement and preaching and teaching him how to use those to set up teammates versus him always taking those shots, I think one, he'd be more efficient when he does shoot because he'd have less coverage because it'd be harder for the defense to collapse on him. And two, his assist numbers would go through the roof because he can get by anyone in the league pretty much. So I'd like to see him in an offense that's more predicated on passing just to see how he would do before I give up on him completely. But yeah.
That reminds me so much of one man, James Harden. Could CJ, I mean, let's not think about him leaving. Let's just say, let's say Dame sits out for whatever reason. Let's just say he's not injured. He's just personal reasons. Something happens. I don't know. And he's away. He's like got a little bit of an absence. Okay. Could CJ step in and change his game up? Because he does have the handles to be a point guard, in my opinion. Like, I don't think you rip. Like Booker, pressure him, bro. You'll rip him. If you double him, he'll make a bad pass. But CJ, he's got handles. Like he can handle him. So could he reinvent himself the way Harden did, who was clearly a 2 his whole career, and become this point guard? Because he's the size of a point guard, it would behoove him to do that.
That's a great question. What's funny is when he plays with Dame, like he's normally our backup point guard, right? So he gets subbed out before Dame and then comes back in for Dame and becomes basically the backup point guard. But when he's into the backup point guard, he, for the most part, just kind of hunts his own shot. But when Dame is out and he's like the point guard for an entire game, he'll get like 7, 8, 9 assists. And he'll make the right pass and he'll play more like a point guard. So if I think he got put in a situation that's what the coaching staff wanted him to be, and he was supposed to be the point guard and score, obviously, because that's what he's best at, but then also set guys up, I think he'd be like a 7 assist guy. You know, he'd probably not 10, but it's kind of weird because it's like you'll watch him play and you can come out of a game thinking, wow, he didn't really pass the ball. He might have no assists. And you don't look at the box score and he'll have like 6 assists. And right now he's averaging 4.7 assists per game. So he's almost averaging 5 assists per game. And that's in a team that is the last place assist team in the league, also with Damian Lillard next to him, also with a good passing center next to him. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like he's a sneaky passer. Blazer fans underrate how good of a passer he is. I want CJ to work out here, but I'm very curious as to if he got put on his own team and was the go-to guy and like the point guard and whatnot. I'm curious to see what numbers he'd average, because I feel like he could be like a 28-7 guy.
I've always felt he could be a Bradley Beal type player.
Mm-hmm.
He could light you. He could light you up. He could go 40 to 50 points for like 10 to 12 game stretch. He could just torch you, but he doesn't have the ball in his hands that much, and that's the issue with him and just stats.
I wouldn't say that, because in the bench he just always has the ball when he's not playing with Dame, honestly.
Well, with the bench, but also take into consideration that he's going to be playing against the twos at that point too. You know, what is he going to be like when he plays 1 minutes? You know, when he straight plays those minutes all season, when he has the ball all season, when he's the dominant ball handler at that point, right? What's he going to be like? I've always thought that of him, but I've always loved the fact that you have Dame and him together. It just makes sense for you guys. And having a guy like Gary Trent Jr. or Norman Powell also makes complete sense. I came on your podcast and I said, you guys have a championship roster. You just have a shit coach.
Straight up, man. Straight up, fuck Stotts. If he makes it so that you lose, you have to break those two up because of his dumbass.
Yeah.
That's going to be...
I don't think it'll happen. It seems like our GM's pretty safe, and our GM doesn't want to trade CJ for just whatever. And it seems like, from all reports, I mean, we had a local beat guy that said there's a 95 to 98% chance Stotts gets fired, and like the only way he doesn't get fired is if he basically, at this point, just reading between the lines, is if he makes the Western Conference Finals and that series is extremely competitive. Like, that's the only way he's keeping his job, based on kind of the talk around the team right now.
My thing with CJ, comparing him to Harden, is Harden's like a legit 6'5", 6'6", and he's bigger. And as Shervin says in chat, like, Harden is a master at drawing fouls, and that's one of the things CJ really struggles at, is he doesn't get to the line very much, which is why his efficiency
attempts a game and 34 minutes per game this year.
Yeah, so it's not very efficient. And then he's struggled. One year I think he led the league in free throw percentage, and then the next year he shoots like 70-something% from the line. So the last couple of years he's struggled at times from the free throw line, but he just doesn't have the ability to get to the line and draw fouls with the body frame to do that. So he could. I think that's why the Beal comparison is better if he was on his own team, because I also feel like, much like Beal, you can't win, or maybe even in the East you probably can, but overall you're not going to compete for a title if he's your best player and you're playing that way, even if he would put up monster stats and be an all-star in that way.
Facts. Kind of drawn down here, and I do want to still save some content for Thursday. Hopefully,
let's preview that game.
If we get if we get invited and they enjoy us enough, Gabe Vaughn. But you guys got two. I mean, the last week and a half. First off, the last week and a half has been probably the most entertaining regular season NBA basketball I've seen in a long time. Are you guys a fan of the play-in game so far?
I am, for multiple reasons. One, it creates separation between 6 and 7 that actually matters. You know, you want to be the 6th seed to avoid those playing games. B, I like that it gives teams a little bit more rest that are in the playing games between the end of the regular season and the playing games. C, I think you have less teams that are tanking because there are teams that have been, looking at that 10 seed, like the Bulls. They probably don't make a trade for Vucevic without the play-in being a thing. I don't agree with the trade, but if they have to make it all the way up to the 8th seed, I feel like they probably don't do that trade. Instead, I think they made that trade looking at, the 9-10 play-in, and maybe they could get up to 8, but they would have a chance to play in. And then going forward, they would be a competitive team next year, yada, yada. So I think you have less teams tanking. There's a clear separation between 6 and 7, and it should create entertaining basketball. There's no like one and done games in the NBA unless you have a play-in type of situation. So I'm looking forward to hopefully Lakers versus Warriors, Steph versus LeBron. Obviously, that's not a one and done game for them, but then the loser is in a one and done game against, I don't know, the Grizzlies, and then you got John Morant going up against Steph in a one and done game. Like, I think that will be entertaining. So it's created a lot of intrigue. I think it's created more intrigue for the regular season. I like it. I think it's a good setup the way it is right now. A lot of people don't seem to like it, but I'm not one of them.
What about you, Eric?
I love it from a fan's perspective. But the first time, like either the Blazers or the Suns are the 7th seed and lose to some crappy ass 10 seed in the second game and don't make the playoffs because after being like 10 games clear of them in the regular season or something like that, I'm gonna be so mad. And my thinking is I'm fine with it, but there should be a games behind cutoff. So, like, if you're within 3 games or something, then it triggers the play-in. But if you're, like, the 10th seed and you're 6 games behind the 9th seed or whatever, I don't think you should get a chance to beat them after you just played a whole season. It kind of makes the regular season a little meaningless, in my opinion. But other than that, I love the fact that we're going to get to watch LeBron versus Steph Curry in all likelihood here in a week.
Here's the thing, though. I feel like a lot of teams are bunched up kind of 8, 9, 10 usually. I get the games behind argument, but like if I'm a Blazer fan and they get the 7th seed and they lose both games and lose to a 10 seed, like, yeah, part of me will be mad right there with you, Eric, but then part of me will be like, well, if you can't beat a dang 8 and a 10 seed, then what's the point of even being in the playoffs anyway, going up against a 2 seed if you can't even beat the Grizzlies and the Pelicans or whoever, you know what I mean?
I mean,
like,
they brought it to Major League Baseball with the extra team in, right? It's brought. I enjoy I like baseball for what it is. I'm not like the huge baseball fan, but I love watching that kind of stuff. They brought it in there. You see it in the NCAA basketball tournament. NFL is one and done in the playoffs. Obviously, college football is that way now. So bringing something to this that makes all that meaningful, I think, is wonderful. I don't think the NBA's intention was having Steph Curry versus LeBron, right? That was not their intention at all, but it is what it is. I would love to see it next year in a full 82-game slate, but I think I'd like to do the 8 and 9 seed. Maybe use the cutoff like Eric says would be smart, but I don't know if we needed a full 82 games. We need that. But also, when was the last time you guys could say that the teams go like 10 deep? You know, so this year it does make sense. And now you've in the Eastern Conference, you can reference what the Wizards are doing now, right? You can reference what they're doing and say this is why we should have it as well too. So I also think the talent is overall just getting better in the league year over year over year.
I also like that it highlights some teams that like normally wouldn't be center stage. It's like if the Memphis Grizzlies get
they're still highlighting Zion like no other. He ain't even playing right now.
Yeah, he's not even playing. But it's like if just in a normal year, say the best team is the 1 seed, say the Lakers are the 1 seed, and Memphis makes it in as the 8. People are watching that series, but it's like, yeah, let's watch LeBron dominate the Grizzlies, and people don't care about the Grizzlies. Like, okay, let's watch the Lakers win in 4 or 5. That's kind of just the mindset, and it's not even going to be competitive. I like that it gives a team like Memphis potentially to be center stage where they actually have a chance for success. You know what I mean? It kind of highlights them a bit better than if they're just automatically in a first round series. Now, is that meaningful to them? Probably not. I just kind of like that as a fan after seeing, a bunch of teams just get absolutely no attention all year long. I kind of like that a team like Memphis, a team like San Antonio this year, Golden State gets a lot of attention, but those types of teams can kind of take center stage for a game or two.
Well, you guys took center stage last year in the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
It 100% benefited you guys, right? So going into the playoff game, you guys
we actually got the 8th seed. So
yeah, we played our way all the way up to 8. We were like 3.5 behind Memphis, and Memphis couldn't win. So
right. Right.
So if there was no play-in, we would have gotten the 8th seed anyway. So it almost hurt us having to play
That's
it.
true. I forgot about that. You know what? Just strike everything I've said.
Well, how bad did you want Karis LeVert to make that shot against us
Shut
last
up.
year?
We don't even need to, you got to bring that up. Now I'm going to bring up Jason Richardson dropping 40 points on you guys in 2009 or 2010.
Don't remember. I mean, bro, we got the privilege to get throttled by the Lakers. Yay. You know what I mean? And, yeah. What's ridiculous with that is it shouldn't have even been a close game. They were missing like everybody, and we're playing for the lives of our season, and it comes down to Karis LeVert because we run drop scheme on him, and he goes off against us. So it was kind of like I was ready. Like part of me was just like, wow, we don't even deserve this right now. Like you guys go 8-0 in the bubble, playing great, and we won some games, but we got some luck with injuries, and a lot of them were close. And I didn't think we were playing good. We were still playing terrible defense. So like part of it was just like, man, do we even deserve this?
I've thoroughly enjoyed it because every night for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, there's been very crucial games going on, and every single night now to the end of the season, there's going to be big games. Kendrick Perkins, even while we've been talking, put that out and said exactly what we've been saying. There's games every night. It's important. It matters. You're not resting stars, all that stuff. And that matters to fans too. When you're going to a random Memphis Dallas game and they're the 9-10 seed, but they're not going to have Luka and Ja sit out now. They're actually going to play, it matters to fans. And I think it's going to matter next year when they're actually trying to make up revenue. I foresee it for sure being a thing because of the success it's gotten in the bubble and the fact that they need to make up money.
That is until the San Antonio Spurs upset the Lakers or the Warriors and become the 8th seed, and LeBron sitting on the outside while the Spurs are playing 5 games in the playoffs instead of the Lakers. That would get it changed very fast, in my opinion.
NBA.
Although it would be
that
awesome to watch the Lakers lose both playing games. I'm sure you guys sitting in the second would love that too.
I hate that they would change it based on like what teams win or lose in the first time they do it. Like if you're gonna do it, commit to it for 5 years. I know.
New York, LA, Boston, they would for sure do that. Come on, man. Look back to the 1985 draft lottery. Come on.
Yes. I'm not disagreeing that they'll do it. Yeah, I 100% agree that they'll do it.
I just hate that they would do it.
Favoritism, man. Yeah. It's like nobody cares if the Blazers get bounced out in the plan, but if it's the Lakers, better take it away. So next time that won't happen. The thing is, it shouldn't even affect them again with LeBron and AD. You know what I mean? Like it's they had really bad health luck, so it's not like taking it away is going to screw them next year. They're probably going to be in the top 6 next year. So
imagine screwing over a Los Angeles Lakers team that does nothing but build their championships based off of contracts and money and being able to bring in the
buyouts
and
blind refs.
Come on, man.
Refs.
They wait every year until it's buyout time, and they're like, so which disgruntled star that's ready to get traded, who wants to come here? And they're like, I'll sign my you can waive my trade clause. Like they just pick people up they know going into the year it's okay because we'll just get the best player available because they want to come play in LA.
I literally just retweeted or said something to you, Eric, the other day about the New York media wanting Dame or CJ or something like that. We were going through that with Book all the time.
They know.
And there's one thing that I've learned from you guys, from our friends at Breaking the Glass podcast, which you guys should check out as well, too. They do a lot of Denver stuff. They're more Broncos and Nuggets, so not just basketball. But we've talked to them, too. And just living here in Salt Lake, dude, nobody likes the fucking Lakers. If you're not there, nobody likes the fucking Lakers.
Except for bandwagon
fans, annoying.
Bro. Except for bandwagon fans like LeBron James, who grows up in Cleveland, but wouldn't you know it? He's a Cowboys fan,
and a Yankees fan.
Wouldn't you know it? Now, those teams weren't winning a lot of titles when he was young, were they? I'm confused. I don't remember things too well. I think they were. I mean, and then he goes to the freaking Lakers. Such a front runner, dude.
Hey. I was kind of like rooting for him when he was in Cleveland because he went back, you know.
Yeah, that's the only time you can be happy for him.
And they're playing the Warriors and whatnot. Like I was rooting for the Cavs to beat the Warriors, man. It was cool that he went back. I understand why he left, and you know they built terrible teams around him like his first 7 years there. So I understand why he left, and then he comes back, finally has a team. It's like cool, you're there. And then I just hate that he went to the Lakers, man. Like
he's just a front runner, man. He's a front runner through and through. He's such a front runner that he tells the NBA, man, whoever came up with this playing game should just be fucking fired.
Dude.
And it turns out it was his idea. He literally said it on Twitter before they came up with it. He's like, why do us top seeds gotta show up for this bubble thing? Like, why don't y'all just have the teams that are on the outside looking in play, and then they can figure out whether they play? Whoever came up with that shit should be fired. I'm threatened. Fucking bitch.
But the thing is that's so frustrating about that is that Los Angeles population, the market, all that doesn't even equate to what Portland plus Salt Lake City plus Denver plus Sacktown plus Phoenix even equates
but
to.
It's where they live, so they actually care, and they're just ushering them to the front of the conversation.
But yes, well, that's my point, is that teams like us are never going to be there, Milwaukee included, all these smaller market teams. They're going to push the New York narrative, which every player should sign with them every offseason, and they're going to push the Lakers narrative as well, too. It was so fun to watch them after Kobe retired and how shit they were. It was so fun to watch that.
Oh, I miss it.
I think the best way to counter that is just to not buy into the stuff they're pushing. I don't watch ESPN anymore for that reason. Unless there's a Blazer game on or like some sport event. I'm not watching SportsCenter though. I used to religiously watch SportsCenter. Now I don't watch it at all because they push that type of stuff. When it comes to, I see articles, pushing Dame to the Knicks. I'm not giving them the click. I don't want to give them the click because that's why they're doing it.
He's stingy with his one click.
I mean, but if everybody,
I don't blame you.
Everybody was like that. They wouldn't push it as much because it wouldn't be successful. The reason they do it is because it's what gets them the most clicks, the most attention. If they hype up, a potential Devin Booker trade to the Lakers for Kyle freaking Kuzma. Then you got Laker fans watching the clips. We're like, oh, we could really trade Kuzma for Devin Booker. They get talked on Twitter. Snowball.
I work in the industry, and believe it or not, 90% of the reality TV stuff out there is scripted. I know directors, I know producers that have done that stuff. It's all scripted. Skip Bayless, do you think he actually has those opinions? No. He's the antagonist because you have to have that. Come on, man. This stuff is scripted. People have to be able to see that. And you're right. It's all about the clicks. It's all about the clickbait. It is what it is. Unfortunately, that's the stuff that's going to do it because of the LA market size and the New York market size, right?
Yeah. Disagreement sells, man. Eric, you should become a Stotts fan.
Seriously.
We should just yell at each other.
But we have enough of those.
We do.
But honestly, though, we've had people accuse us of intentionally doing clickbaity stuff. It's like we've never done one thing ever for clout or for.
We don't do enough, bro. We never even ask for likes. We barely oftentimes I don't even ask for people to subscribe. Like I don't do any of that YouTube stuff usually, and I should, but I don't even do that. So I hate when people say that.
I wish that somebody could say that about us, because then that means we're really making moves.
There's no shame in it, though, man. That's how you grow. It's how you grow on YouTube. Likes help the video. And I mean, I ask for them. I'm asking for them more because people in chat will come in and say, why is there only such and such likes? Everybody should like the video. And I'll see 5. Gabe's done it, So doing a little bit more, but it's never been I'm going to sell out for views.
I'm the same way, man. I feel bad asking people to hit the like button, but hit the like button, people.
But everyone hit the like.
But hit the like button, share it out.
I wanted to shout the new subscribers out real quick because we've got some. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new subscribers. At least sometimes it takes a while to update. But shout out to Neo. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to.
Holy shit, we're at 272. When I checked yesterday, we were at 254.
We're at 256. I thought it was 256 today.
You could be right. You're probably right.
Scion G, Logan Amon, thanks both of y'all. Dalton Stewart, thank you. And then Lil Bakili, is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, that's one of our guys.
Appreciate you, Lil Bakili.
Bakel, I think. I don't
know.
And
then Joshua Lugo. Thanks, man. We appreciate you guys supporting the channel, man. Let's preview the game, man.
Yeah,
and
let's
just a little preview because I think we're gonna
like the podcast, share it out. Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be doing a real preview with them. On a real channel.
That's the plan. We'll have our because it's on a Thursday. We'll have our stream beforehand. We'll do our picks against the spread stuff, and then we'll.
You want to just do early picks for this game, just like brief impressions on what you guys think is gonna.
Well, it depends on how much it matters for you guys. You know what I mean? So we got the Jazz tomorrow.
So I have an epiphany with the Jazz, and I've watched, unfortunately, enough games here because I get them here, and I can watch some free basketball. Anybody that switches on them and plays physical, you're gonna beat them. Anybody that plays any type of drop coverage, they're gonna school you. Now, Conley and Mitchell being out definitely gives you the advantage, but they still. I like Quinn Snyder as a coach. I hate the Jazz. I really, really do. But Quinn Snyder as a coach does some very phenomenal, smart things there. And so they obviously have the ability to beat you guys even without them, right? They're the number 100,
100%.
They're the number one seed for a reason. But playing the drop coverage against them, I think definitely bodes into their hands. How do you guys seeing tomorrow's game shake out before we get to the Suns game?
Nurkic versus Gobert is the biggest matchup there. Like if Nurkic can have some success against Gobert, we'll be in good shape. I think. Obviously, Gobert is their best player remaining with Conley.
Okay, well, how are you guys on the defensive rebounding edge? Because one of their big things, how they get extra possessions, is Gobert tip outs. That's a huge thing. They'll get 6 to 8 a game just from that.
Do you know where we rank, Eric?
I don't, but Nurk's missed a lot of the season, and this is something I was going to bring up earlier with Ayton is with Nurkic and also Zach Collins was like this as well.
Love Zach Collins.
We had Robin Lopez, who you guys are familiar with, as Suns fans. So he might have even been on the 2013.
He was on the 2010 team that upset you guys in the first round. Yep,
was he on the 2013? No, he was on.
No, he was out. He was out by then. He was drafted by us, and whenever he was drafted, and then he was out in like 2011.
Do you guys call him Lopez also?
Rolo, I call him Rolo, but
Lopez.
No, that's what he wants to be called. You call him Blowpez. That's how, because he blows. You get it.
No, we don't hate on Robin Lopez. We like Robin Lopez.
We hate him because we got stuck with him instead of his brother.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which kept happening.
His brother went earlier.
We got him for like Jeff Withy, so two completely different situations.
We had just gotten instead of Blake Griffin, we got Chris Griffin. You know,
Taylor Griffin,
Peter Griffin. I would have rather had Stewie. I would have rather had Stewie Griffin.
But anyways,
go ahead.
Those type of players, they don't have necessarily the rebounding stats. Now, Nurk has times where he is a good rebounder stat-wise as well, but they always improve the team's overall rebounding because they're keeping a guy like Gobert off the glass. And this is what drove me crazy about Hassan Whiteside last year. Even though he averages 15 rebounds a game, he's given up like 5 offensive rebounds to a guy like Gobert, you know, and just getting completely outmatched because he's not boxing anyone out. So I have confidence if Nurk is playing well that he can box out Gobert and keep him off the glass. Now he's still going to get some of those tip outs. It's kind of hard to stop that completely. But if you're taking him off the glass and you have your other 4 rebounders ready to get them and you're not chasing rebounds. So this kind of brings me back to the Ayton thing. Is that a case where he's often getting caught not boxing out, or is it a case of him just not being good at rebounds, or what is that? Do you know?
Gabe? I think he's just not good at getting rebounds.
Yeah.
Just not good at getting rebounds.
Because it'd be fine if he was only averaging a certain amount of rebounds, but he was keeping a guy like Gobert off the glass all the time, like I said.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling he's just not a good rebounder, both from boxing out and he doesn't chase him either. But.
What Ayton does do well, and I said this earlier in the year, I was on Ayton's ass for, I don't even know, for like the first 2 months of the season. But one thing I consistently said is he had Dennis Rodman attributes on the rebounding end. He had a way of getting to the opposite side of the rim. The shot would go up, get to the opposite side of the rim, find somebody, and he would go up and get it. He doesn't do that now. He let Gobert tip out so many shots, it was ridiculous. And before I forget, it's on my mind, Gabe, in the month of May, the Phoenix Suns are the 29th ranked defense. We've been top 5 all year. We clinched April 29th.
And then stopped caring.
I was going to bring it up earlier before I forgot. I wanted to throw that your way.
Did they celebrate that night? Was there like champagne and
right?
They celebrated like they did with Josh Jackson on that one chick way back in the day on YouTube. I don't even think they have any idea what that is.
I was going to say Kendall Jenner jumped out of a cake for everybody.
Okay, nice.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about when the Suns had a team bonding experience with a YouTube girl?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Hey, that saved your season last year, didn't it?
Almost got us through the bubble.
Oh my gosh.
Almost got us through the bubble.
I saw some funny thing. I think it was the Lakers, like what the Lakers need to get out of their funk, and it was just a picture of that girl. For the team bonding experience.
Oh, yep, 100%. I don't know how we got off to that, but there we are.
So, all right, let's put it this way. Both break it down for me, like just real quick, what you think happens in each scenario. We play you guys in 2 days. Is it 2 days? 2 days.
Thursday, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And they're coming off of a back-to-back, but that clearly didn't matter against the Warriors.
And let's say both teams care. Y'all care, we care. What happens? Now, what happens if we play and do you think you guys are gonna roll over us if we don't care?
Well, they gotta face the Jazz, and they haven't said that. Do you guys think you're gonna beat the Jazz tomorrow?
50-50.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm always nervous about the defense because the Jazz shoot a lot of threes at a very high percentage, and we are very crappy at getting out on the shooters like you guys were tonight. So that always worries me against the Jazz. So if we find a way to stay connected to their three-point shooting and not having Conley or Mitchell to break down the pick and rolls, that helps a lot. Now, a guy like Ingles has still killed us in the past too, doing the same thing. So they still have some playmakers. Jordan Clarkson can obviously go
Royce O'Neal can go 7 for 9 randomly.
I think it's a lot more likely for us to win.
Well, it's likely going to come down to who shoots better from 3, I think. Can Jordan Clarkson, Joe Ingles hit from 3? Can Norm, Dame, CJ hit from 3? Like, you got to go bare on the interior, so we're definitely going to have to knock down some shots.
Yes.
So I think it comes down to a 3-point shooting contest, essentially. A lot of Blazer games end up like that, and I think that's how this one will be.
You need to win the minutes that Gobert is off the floor, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our bench lineup is terrible defensively.
It'd be a great game. It'd be a great game for the way that the Utah D's you up. It'd be a great game for Melo to seriously go 1-on-1 for 20. Is he still out?
No, he's playing.
Is he playing tomorrow?
I thought he was playing. It'd be a great time for Melo to go ISO on the short corner for the second and the third quarter. That'd be a great time for him to get a 20-25 piece for sure.
Yeah, I don't want it to come down to any one guy having to play well or us having to shoot well. I hate when it just becomes, are we making or missing shots? It's just like, I don't know. We're probably not going to defend the 3-point line all that well. So I could see Clarkson having 30. Ingles always kills us.
Bogdanovich just had like a 50 burger the other night.
Mm-hmm. So it comes down to Nurkic doing well enough on the interior against Gobert, and then if that happens, it's likely just a 3-point shooting contest, essentially.
And whoever's hot that night. And then back-to-back against the mighty Phoenix. I don't know. No, they're not the mighty Phoenix Suns.
mighty.
No.
The formerly mighty.
The formerly
Phoenix
mighty
Suns.
chumps Phoenix Suns, who I think it's just the way that we're playing, man. Since that Cleveland game, they're not. I don't know if their head's not into it.
It's really funny because I think this matchup predictor is flipped. I think there's a 60% chance Portland wins.
You guys
would completely
crushed us
agree.
both times we played you guys.
But we're not playing our defense. We played our defense and we were locked in and we were engaged from the tip. We haven't done that since the Cleveland game, which is when we clinched.
Yeah, well, that's why we have the 41%.
Chris Paul gives Dame fits. Mikal Bridges is, even though you guys say he hasn't been playing good defense lately, he's the kind of defender, along with Jay Crowder, who has given Portland's
Jay
guards
Crowder's still a
fits
baller
in the past. So still worried about that. But the ultimate test is going to be the Blazers have improved their defense over this 9-game stretch, and but leading up to these last 9 games, it's been the elixir for teams like the Suns to all of a sudden get back into playing well again, is playing the Blazers defense and getting any shot they want. So this might just be the perfect matchup for you guys against a good team to get your confidence back and get all your comfortable your shooters back.
I'd love to see Stotts after the game just doing, talking like, I don't know.
Well, that's
why don't you run drop? Just been playing so good lately.
Why'd you run drop scheme all game? I wish somebody would just ask him that. That's going to be the biggest factor in this game, is if Stotts comes out deciding to run drop scheme, or is he going to hedge? Is he going to trap? Is he going to pressure the pick and roll? Because what happened the first 2 games is we essentially just dropped, and you guys got whatever you want out of the pick and roll. You didn't even really have to work for your shots. And then when you did have to work, then you were already in a rhythm. Your guards were already hitting shots. So then, once we, I don't know, maybe you didn't run a pick and roll, or maybe we defended a little bit better. Then you guys start moving the ball, and since you already had a rhythm, you had success with that too. So that's the big key. If we come out dropping Nurkic off pick and rolls with Paul and Booker, I'm going to be ranting after 1 defensive possession in that game.
If y'all lose to the Jazz, y'all are definitely going to lose to us. If y'all beat the Jazz, I think we're going to beat you guys.
Wait, so you guys are definitely going to beat us? Wait,
so it's all based on the Lakers moving up.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to. So if y'all lose, I think okay, I think I got that mixed up. If y'all lose to the Jazz and the Lakers could still jump you, I think we're going to lose to you guys. But if y'all win, I think we'll beat you guys.
What if Keldon Blevins plays?
Oh, then we're winning by 200 points.
Shit. Please don't play him. Leave him.
He only plays if we're up or down by 20 points. So.
Accidentally leave him in Portland like Home Alone, please.
Bring up the current standings now that everything is done. I don't think we actually got a chance to look at what the official standings are with today's games through, because there are some other matchups tomorrow night as well too. So yeah, 1 game behind the Blazers and Mavs, but you guys own the tiebreaker against the Lakers. So, but you guys lose tomorrow. Yep. But you guys lose tomorrow. Dallas loses.
If the Blazers truly have figured something out, they control their own destiny for the 5th seed right now and get to play Denver instead of the Clippers. So if they come out tomorrow night or against the Suns and lose one of those games because of an effort issue or a lack of focus, or one of those teams just outworked them and had a better game plan than them, I'm going to be furious, because it's right there. These are 3 tough teams, but if you truly are going to show that you're a better team, you need to take care of your own business and get that seed, because the other 2 teams play such an easy schedule from here on out that you're not going to get any help from them.
100%. But tomorrow's games, the Pelicans play the Mavs. We all know that Lonzo or a lot of players can light it up for the Pelicans, even though they're missing quite a few players. The Pelicans can still beat the Mavs. Blazers can lose to the Jazz, and the Rockets are probably going to beat the Rockets are probably going to lose to the Lakers. So by the end of tomorrow, standings wise, we could have a 3-way tie. Now there's tiebreakers involved, obviously, but all three teams at the end of tomorrow could have the same record, which leads into Thursday when we play you guys. And is that if that's what happens, if there's a 3-way tie, is that the biggest game of the year for you guys? Is against us? Just based 100%. On based on scheduling standings.
The biggest game of the year was the Lakers game like last week.
Because you guys got the tiebreaker.
Yeah, and it obviously was a 2-game swing without the tiebreaker already. So that will there's no game that's going to be bigger than that one. If we lost that one, we'd be almost guaranteed the 7th seed now. And the thing going into that game, the Clippers are playing the Hornets on Thursday. If the Clippers beat the Hornets, I think there's still a chance that we might intentionally want to blow this game against you guys to have the Clippers jump up because they have the tiebreaker against us. Yeah, we might legitimately be scared of. We don't know what these teams are doing, right? Yeah, but do you guys really want to go into the playoffs without any momentum and struggling, and is that really worth avoiding the Lakers and potentially getting the Mavericks?
Momentum being the last week of the season or the full season and going
last week of the season. I feel like if you are okay,
this isn't college basketball though. Remember, we got CP3 and we've got Monty. We have chess players, not checkers.
100%. I just feel like it's hard to kind of flip that switch back mentally if you're just kind of completely coasting on purpose the last week of the regular season.
We've done that all season in games. We wait until the end of the third quarter to flip it on. So I don't know, but the characteristics that I've seen from the team tell me and lead me to believe that what I've seen the last 2 games is not an accurate representation of them. Even though my heart and my gut and everything is just hurting from these stupid ass losses and watching all these open threes, but my brighter side is telling me there's something else going on, and I can't tell you what it is. There's just an inkling because I just don't feel like this has been the Suns team that we've grown accustomed to for the first 79 or 77 games of the season. Right, Gabe? Or 67, I should say.
I was going to say, how many games have we? No, yeah, I agree.
Do you guys have the tiebreaker with the Clippers?
No, they have
and they own us.
It could be.
Don't want to see them.
Well, here's the thing: it's Charlotte, Houston, and OKC. So very easy schedule. So I could see them winning out, but it also could be the situation where they want to lose the last game against OKC because they want to avoid the Lakers as well.
But if the Lakers go up to the 6th seed, it forces them to want to win. And if we're losing, there's so much that can happen. It's crazy.
It's hard to tell now.
These next 2 days, I really feel like are going to give us the brightest picture.
100%.
That's why, like I said earlier, I'm always in favor of just get whatever the best seed possible for yourself and not worry about matchups. Because, the year we I don't know if you guys know this story, but the year we made the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago, it came down to the last game of the season. If we lost, we were playing Utah in the 4-5. If we win, we were playing OKC as the 3-6 matchup. And Portland benched their entire starting unit. They played Anthony Simons and Gary Trent as rookies the full 48 minutes. They played Zach Collins and Myers Leonard and Skal Labissiere all the other minutes.
Myers Leonard.
And I think Jake Layman might have played a few minutes.
Jake Layman played a lot that game, I think.
For the most part, it was just like Anthony Simons and Skal Labissiere versus the Sacramento Kings on the last night. We get down by 27 points, and we're just throwing this game, and it's so obvious we want to play the Jazz instead of the Thunder because we're scared about Paul George and Westbrook and all that. And this guy Anthony Simons ends up scoring 37 points with 9 assists and leads this huge comeback, and we win at the end and get the 3rd seed, and everyone's the whole game Torey and I weren't. We're like I said, in favor of just get the 3rd seed. You have an easier path because if we would have gotten the 4th seed, we would have been on the Golden State side. So we would have been playing Golden State in the 2nd round, I believe, and instead of Denver. And so it's stupid to want to have like limit yourself to the second round versus possibly going to the Western Conference Finals like we did. And so yeah, we ended up winning that, and we got OKC, and we ended up beating them, and that was like so sweet to watch those guys lose after they won Game 3, and they acted like they won a championship, like all celebrating and stuff.
Yeah, we win the first 2 games. Yeah, we win the first 2 games of that series, go up 2-0 against the Thunder, and then Paul George is like kind of whining about his shoulder. He's in post-game interviews with just this huge ice pack on his shoulder, and you hear all this talk, oh, Paul George injured, his shoulder is messed up, he needs surgery, yada yada. That's why he's struggling, that's why they're losing games. And then in Game 3, they beat us by like 10, and Westbrook is shouting at everyone and pointing, and at the buzzer, Paul George does like this windmill reverse, shoulder looks completely fine. And then
he bent his shoulder all the way around, and
no issue. They act like they
no ice pack after the game.
We win Game 4 by 10, no OKC, and then Game 5 was when Dame hit that buzzer beater. So it was so sweet. And then we beat Denver in the second round.
That's a case though. If we lose that game against the Kings and play Utah, they're sitting there thinking these chumps wanted to play us. Like, you know what I mean? Like screw that. We're gonna like show them up. So I don't like having that mental thing of giving the team motivation, thinking that you want to beat them. I just think like get the highest seed possible and worry about the matchups later. Like obviously you don't want to play the Lakers, but like if that means you're the second seed, celebrate that you're the second seed and just take care of business in the playoffs. Because if you want to win a championship, you're going to have to beat the Lakers at some point, most likely, if they're healthy and good anyway. So just freaking beat them or don't complain about having to play them, even though that really sucks. So I'm always of the opinion of just do as best you can. Now, I'm fine with like resting a player if your seeding doesn't matter or whatever, but as long as seeding matters and you have a chance to move up in the standings, I say go all out.
110% agree. I will always and forever say that. Just like when you're up 3 with 3 seconds left, you always foul. I'll always forever say that.
Unless they're shooting, but yeah.
But we don't know what they've done. The thing that I do hang my hat on if I'm Phoenix is that Chris Paul and Monty Williams have been here before with New Orleans, specifically when they were the Hornets together. I remember that they played the Lakers in the first round, but I'm looking at their schedule now, and they lost the last 3 games of the season. I think specifically to play them, and it didn't work out in their favor. And that was in the 2010. They lost to Memphis, Utah, and Dallas, 89-111, 78-90, 89-121, just like absurd losses. So they've been here before. I want to say they know what they're doing. They're way smarter than any of us, and James Jones is smarter than all of us combined. I want to have a feel-good thing, but shit, man. The more I think I know, the more I know I don't know. Gabe, you getting tired over there? You ready to wrap up?
Well, I'm doing good, but I want to waste all our intro and stuff into the game too early.
Oh, there's gonna be so much to talk about come Thursday.
I know. Yep. And then we're gonna have to talk about losing to the Blazers and why it doesn't matter. And
don't worry, it's just 3 games in a row.
I do have some questions on the Trailblazers for then, so I'm gonna save that.
Noise.
Yeah, that's a lot better for Eric. I wasn't really paying attention. I was a little young for that era. Thank goodness.
Awesome. We can talk about Brian Grant in the old days, right?
I got his book behind me.
Eric's book or the Trailblazers?
I got his book behind me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So shout out to them.
Shout out to Brian Grant.
Burner's been on the toilet the entire time.
Man, your legs must be sleepy.
Shout out to Burner.
Yeah, that's not good for circulation, my guy.
Oh, man. But yeah, Coach, you want to sign us out, man?
Man,
real quick, man.
Go for it.
So much for having us on. This has been a lot of fun. Really
thank you.
It's so cool to just chill and talk basketball.
Hell yeah, dude. We put your guys's so they don't need help, folks. But if there's any Suns fans in here who haven't got like
Roy subbed,
they're not gonna know this. Like they're so far into subs, like they're not even gonna see a tick up, I don't think. But go ahead, please. We put their YouTube in the description. You guys, that's what me, Salty, and Coach are doing when we're not in here. We're in their chat just watching. So come hang out with us in their chat after their games too, man. Go check out Uprise, please.
You guys have no idea after a game. Like, I'm off doing a few things. I'll put off, cleaning up after the kid until he goes after to bed or something. I'll pop on my AirPods and I'll be going to do something, and I'll just have your guys' stream on. I may not be chatting, but I'm in there listening. You guys are a lot of fun. So thank you.
Dude, it's so fun.
I get a little spark of energy whenever I see one of you in chat. I was thinking Gabe's energy. I'm like, shoot, I'm not bringing enough Gabe's in here. I gotta live up to him. So, appreciate you guys saying something in chat, man. I always enjoy seeing you guys there.
But Gabe, can you believe a podcast that has like 4,500 viewers came onto a podcast that has like 276?
Well, I mean,
we don't even think like that, man.
We went on to their podcast. They had over 4 still. We only had like 30 people. It was you, me, and Roy. Like, that was it, bro.
It was Kiz at the time. Yeah.
Do you guys have a first round pick this year?
Yeah, it'll be in the late 20s, obviously, right?
Hey, yeah. When you guys make your pick, we'll bring 1 or 2 of you on to our draft stream. So
me and Gabe used to be hella into doing the drafts and everything in a top 15 and all that, but
because we're used to always tanking.
We're used to picking there, and I haven't really done my research. I got about 5 to 7 good guys, but yeah, I've slacked this year.
We don't even have a pick this year, so but I'll do my research. But yeah, man, looking forward to Thursday.
Hell yeah.
There's still, for the record, an outside chance we don't have our pick this year. Or we
Eric,
get our pick this
year. Stop.
Damn.
One thing at a time. Just play the Jazz tomorrow. One thing at a time, Eric.
Yes.
It's lottery protected, so if we fell into the play-in and lost both, that would.
If it gets into the top 4, maybe I'd take that, honestly, but not happening. So
well, then you'd lose Stotts if you don't make the playoffs, or you
we lose Stotts. We get Evan Mobley or someone, or my guy Jalen Suggs. I don't know. We don't really need a center or a guard, but
BPA, best player available.
Yep. Yes, sir.
I am at Coach Evan B on Twitter and on TikTok, so please follow me for my wonderful takes that everybody will sure to love. Torey, where can we find you?
I am at Torey Jones YT. I'll type it in chat for y'all. At Torey Jones YT. So if you want to hear me rant about drop scheme and Terry Scott,
specifically drop scheme,
and how we should play Calvin Blevins, I don't even know.
Doesn't matter.
Follow me.
He doesn't deserve you to say his name correctly.
And just for the record, I hit up Pinwheel. What's their name?
Empire.
To be like, Pinwheel Empire, and I was like, just to confirm, are you a Terry Stotts stan or not? And I haven't gotten a reply yet. So, Eric, where can we find you on Twitter or Insta or whatever?
I am at Hoopsjock on Twitter. Don't have an Insta, but thank you for promoting my Twitter.
Eric didn't even have Twitter when I met him. It took a lot to get him on Twitter. Now he's
killing it on Twitter.
Legend.
Now he's a Twitter legend.
And then finally, Gabe Vaughn.
You guys can follow me at Gabe Von Carter on Twitter. The podcast is at Suns Valley Pod. Blazers Uprise. Is it just at Blazers Uprise?
At Blazers Uprise YT. The at Blazers Uprise Twitter account got locked. So.
Oh, okay.
Blazers Uprise YT.
Yeah, man. Give them a follow. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. We're over 70 likes. That's definitely a record.
Thank you guys.
This is like clearly our most successful one. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Good luck to the Blazers tomorrow night. And then bad luck to the Blazers 2 nights from that.
Man, I might be rooting against them tomorrow. I don't know now.
We don't even know. We're torn. But yeah, man, we love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us for 3 hours and 46 minutes. We will see you guys in a couple of days. Go Blazers. Go Suns.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Booker, this is for the win.
The champ is here!
Cam Johnson cutting. And a key
The champ is here!
The pass of the hand to the Warriors.
The champ is here! The champ is here!
pull back,